Hello, everyone. We are back, and this time we're actually back.
Normally back.
We're not. Yeah, we're not back. Asterix. Ellie's dying.
Sick
Right? We
and
are
not having to mute every couple 2 minutes.
seconds. Yeah. So yeah. No, we are back. We're back, and not only are we back, we are back to the basements. We're back.
Yeah.
We're going back to basics. Back to basic basements.
To
Oh,
the
man.
isekai mines.
Yes, the isekai mines. I mean, it's kind of interesting because there's a number of video options going on, right? Because I've had a glance over at the old, we've been filling the queue up with some things over the last few weeks, so we got a couple of good ones in the lineup. But we figured, we'll come back with something nice and simple, right? Something, got to get the rust off the wheels, right? We got to get the rust off. Gotta clean everything out, right? Get the gears moving again. So yes, we're doing a basement man video.
It is risky though, because it's immediately like a 20-minute long Mother's Basement video.
Nah, you gotta rip the band-aid off.
True.
Gotta rip the band-aid off. Gotta drop fucking WD-40 into it. Get that engine.
I have to.
I've been
works.
One of my this is a bit off topic, but one of my like YouTube rec things that's rabbit hole things. There's this guy, I think he's called like Hater's Garage or something, and he like buys these like cheap fucking lemon cars and then like fixes them. And his fucking humor is great because he's just like, that's broken. All right, well, fuck it. just like, all right, I'll just shove this like weird fucking like oil into the thing, and they'll fix it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I am actually kind of looking for a car. But
you're graduating from bike to car.
Nah, it's more like it's a. Cars are handy for I have I have a bed. I kind of dragged it out of my parents' home into my apartment in my room that I rented, and now I have a whole apartment, and I have a bed, and I have this old bed that I was planning to use as a couch, but it's not really handy for it at all. So it's just sitting here. But it's too it's a little bit too big to carry on the back of a bike to the the provincial the county garbage dump.
The only the big downside to cars though is just how fucking expensive they are. That's like I'm glad that I don't drive because I've saved a lot of money not driving.
Well, it's not that expensive from over here because I could. A car is like 3,000 euros.
It's less about buying the car itself and more about you have to get the registration, you have to buy mileage, you have to buy gas, you have to buy. There's all these considerations, right?
No. To be fair, I'm not. Sorry, I have to cough again. I'm still a little bit.
Oh no, he's not back. No. There he goes.
So,
oh boy,
I'm not taking in consideration the fuel that much because I'm not planning to drive that much. I've been living here with my bike. I've been living in the Netherlands, of course, my whole life without a car. It's just fine. I can. I even this bed I want to throw out. I could just here county, whatever you want to call it, here local government have 15 euros and you can grab my stuff and throw it out. So I could do that, or I could just get a car and then I have my own car for everything I want to the end of time. But on a monthly basis, just the you have a car tax and the insurance would amount to like 100 euros a month. So that's not that expensive. That doesn't take into account, of course, the maintenance costs and repair costs or whatnot. But as I'm not planning to drive it that much, and or I have already 2,000 saved up for this car, and I have just 1,000 extra, and then I have a good enough car for my means from what I want to have. So it's a thing for the next couple of months. I'm planning to get a car eventually. I don't know what your car dreams are, Naretsu.
Well, like I said, I'm not. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not really interested in the cars at the moment. I just found YouTube recommending random guy fixing these like he's getting these cars that are like been abandoned for like 30 years. They've been sitting for like 30
that's
years,
something
and
different.
he gets them running. He gets them going again. And it's fucking great. It's funny. I think it was like your Hater's Garage or some shit. It's great. It's great. It's really funny. The guy's fucking hilarious.
My private YouTube, of course, this is a channel I heavily curate, and that's who can attest.
Yeah, you're not getting none of that shit.
No, the only things in my search and viewing history are just AnyTube and a little bit of gaming in there.
Well, I guess speaking of AnyTube, you got to see the anime men. The anime men had a video.
A couple of screenshots, kind of.
yeah, because the anime who, the anime who. 5 million subscribed channel, yet we don't know who the fuck they are.
Never heard of them. Well, we know the secret, or at least I remember.
Yeah, we do know the secret. Yes.
So, the drama was, as far as I know, as far as I could tell, huge channel suddenly arrives and says these anime are trash and these anime are god tier, and some odd decisions like old and dated but super classic mecha shows from 50 years ago are trash, and some middle shonen tier is god tier.
To add some context, right? The video was basically watching the most popular anime from each year and ranking them. The first episode, right?
Oh, all right.
So they were sitting down and they were watching the first episode of each anime that was considered the most popular anime of that year, right? And that they do. I mean, we'll get to that. Good. We'll get to that. And the issue. So there's two issues here, right? The first issue is, like you were saying, you have a lot of these kind of foundational shows, right? That they rated really low. Primarily because I have my suspicion here, right, is they are acting or appealing to Twitter Zoomers, right? The way that, from what I've seen, because obviously I ain't gonna fucking subject myself to 1 hour of that shit. I'd rather fucking like die, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from what I can gather from the rankings as well as the attitude of these guys in the video, it comes off to me like they are trying to appeal to this sort of new age anime fan that only like watches like shonen type stuff that's got big anime, like big sakuga, big fights, big fucking, massive shit going on.
Flashy
big
scenes.
Flashy shit. So when they're confronted with, Astro Boy from the 70s, right? Or fucking like, Tezuka shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have to kind of play up this whole like, oh, it's so dated and boring and ha 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 ha, it's so da 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 da, right? But when they encountered like the one clip I did see on Twitter was they were watching the shoujo like show, I don't know what it was, and the guy's like freaking out because he's like, oh no, they're high schoolers and that guy's slightly older, and why is the young girl going after the older guy in this show from the 90s or some shit, right?
Yeah, 85, whatever it was. I don't know.
From like 85. So which again leads credence to me thinking that these guys are like fucking trying to play into the algorithm and trying to play into the mindset of what I would consider the post-COVID state of the anime community, right? Where it's literally just these fucking kids on Twitter that don't give a shit about. They don't actually care about anime, which was something you gave me a bit of context into, because it turns out these guys' channel they got big off like these music videos or some
Music,
shit.
songs, something to that effect.
Yeah, like they would
So
make
the basic
I know
deal.
they made like a live action version of like the Dandadan OP or something. I saw that on Twitter because I did a Twitter check on these guys. I looked up their Twitter, and their Twitter is basically just them talking about going to Anime Expo. Like they don't really tweet a whole lot, right?
Oh
Which is
yeah,
kind
of
of
course. I don't tweet
weird.
a lot.
Well, yeah, but like you'd think that, because I mean, even though like I know that the Trash Taste Boys are not like on Twitter as much anymore, they're still tweeting, about shit. Like I know Giga, because Giga's got his anime. I don't know if that's out yet. I haven't watched it. Right, I think it premiered already. Right, like
I
his
think maybe
anime
a preview
project.
at most. I think wasn't that still like in development or coming out in like a
I don't
year?
remember, but like I know there was something about that because again he was tweeting it, and then Connor was tweeting it, and everyone else was tweeting it, and people were retweeting them, and then they hit my feed even though I don't follow them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, yeah, they're active. But with these guys, it's like, yeah, they were tweeting about fucking Anime Expo, which was months ago, and that's like the only presence they have on Twitter. They did like post a tweet about the backlash to this video, somewhat admitting that they were a bit dismissive, because there were cases apparently where like they weren't even watching the episode. They were like on their phone being like dismissive about it because, oh, we're so bored or so boring, or something, right? And naturally when we talk about like anime opinions, us anime enjoyers, we get a bit heated, right, on our anime opinions. So that's like, they're already playing with fire, right? On this, they're already kind of playing with the fire.
Being people caring about a niche hobby, relatively.
Oh man, people caring about things. Holy shit!
But yeah,
what a foreign concept.
But the reason, so I suddenly remembered it when we were talking just before the stream started. I suddenly remembered that I saw that these people got their 5 million subscribers, or how many it is, because they had a couple of viral music based videos, and then they rebranded. I don't know what they were named before, but gang music. I don't whatever it was something.
Yeah.
And ta-da! Since last month, it was called the Anime Man or Man, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
I would have to go back and look at the Twitter to see like when that started, because it does kind of lead, because if they're only tweeting about going to Anime Expo, like it could lead credence to this. It leads credence to my idea that these guys are kind of like clout chasing, right? Like they're doing this to clout chase, and they're not actual, like they're obviously not actual anime fans or otaku or anything, right? They're clearly fucking to use my favorite, mops, sociopaths. They're sociopaths in the situation, right? They're trying to get their bag, right? They want to get the attention and the fucking, the money from their ad revenue or whatever the fuck, right?
So I have a slightly more nuanced take, I guess, for them, as I always have.
Nuance on the internet, that's dangerous.
I know. I'm living on the edge here. I think they kind of got some of the, from what I understand, some of the people there like anime, but not everybody. So I think it was just, all right, music. We're kind of done with music. What do we do? Oh, I like to watch anime. I too. Me too. Oh, I don't. All right, majority. Let's do some anime stuff. And I was like, all right. Even though I don't watch anime, let me hop on that too. I guess maybe it will be fun. and then they made their videos in their own jokey and I guess Zoomer style. But because kind of their unearned weight in the community, like wait up, who are you? And they wouldn't have got nearly as much attention if they were just another 2,000 subscriber channel. The only reason why they got this heat was because they got 5 million. If they started a new channel and did this, everything would be fine. It would be just another bad and AnyTube take video channel. But because they kind of, borrowed fame from themselves, this became a thing. Because in Retsu, how often are the classics disrespected?
Not very often.
Well, I was going to do all the time, Naretsu. How many people even know the classics from 50 years ago?
Well, that's the thing. You can't disrespect it if you don't know about it, right?
All right, I guess that's true.
That's why I would argue not very often, because a lot of the newer anime fans, they're not going to be watching shit from the 60s, right?
I guess
they're not going to be watching shit from the 60s, right? Like,
I guess that's true in that sense. But are you following me anyway, Naretsu? Even though
no, I get what you're saying, right? And I don't because my thing is I lack necessary context, right, about these guys.
I mean, I know they are a former music channel, and not everybody in their group watches anime. That's kind of That's kind of the 2 points of info that I have.
So I think like the key crux of the problem, right, is more, I feel like, the disrespectful dismissiveness of the whole thing. I think is kind of where people are getting heated the most, right? Is outside of typical anime opinions, oh, you think my favor's trash or not, whatever, that's dumb drama, right? The whole idea of, oh, we're just gonna watch like one episode of a show, not even like pay attention to it, and then just slap a number next or a letter next to it, right? I think the dismissiveness of doing that is what's gotten people kind of riled up. And I think justifiably so, right? Because I think if you're gonna put the work in for something like that, you should actually put the work in for it and not just, fuck around, I guess. But anyway, that was the Twitter drama for the week.
Yeah,
was basically that.
I really think that the reason why this blew up is because they borrowed their fame from a previous life in this sense, right?
Well, yeah, because you had a ton of people who were like, because one of the tweets that went kind of viral about it was like, oh, look at this 5 million subscribed channel saying this dumb shit, and 99% of the responses were like, what the fuck? Who are these guys? Who? Yeah. Literally who? Who are these guys? The anime who? Right? Yeah, like, just straight up, people were like fucking confused because where did they come from? They just somehow. But yeah, it's silly stuff going on. But anywho, I guess we can go into some basement funny stuff, silly stuff.
Let's go from the
This was another one actually that I know people were talking about on the Twitter. This Mother's Basement.
Really? Because you have to tell me, Naretsu, because this came out when I was in the middle of Japan. I had no time.
So what I recall was people were posting this video. I don't actually remember exactly what people were saying about it, but I remember that I think that's how I found it. Because people were like, "Oh, Mother's Basement's at it again, doing his isekai shit again. Oh no, he's being a dum dum. Ah no." So we're back. We're back. There we are, that mine bird that dies. The canary in the coal mine, yeah. But I guess I'll do my canary in the coal mine chirp. So get my drink. Come here. Here it is. Just get that mic right in there. There you go. Nice solid crack off that one. Oh, I need that. So the problem with isekai. How many fucking of these videos have we seen? How many problems with isekai can there be, Ali? There's like millions of people. Like what? We need like a bingo card, right? Like what are the most common like problems? Oh, lots of slavery, bottom text, bland protagonist, well, I mean, if you know, you could probably do like a future time travel. I don't fucking know. But anyway, yeah. So I guess we'll get right into it. And of course, if he starts doing his fucking, oh, I'm gonna just recap an entire fucking series shit, we'll just start. Well, I'm gonna use the executive decision to hit the fast forward button. So yeah. So anyway, let's go.
Guy has a bit of a bum rap. I know quite a few anime enthusiasts who won't even look at a show if there's so much as a whiff of truck-kun or cheat powers, and honestly, I can't say I blame them. Speaking as someone who's watched most isekai are terrible. Notably worse at a notably higher frequency than basically any other genre of anime. And that's speaking as someone who's also watched most harems. A sizable portion of the isekai audience will slurp up any old slop so long as it stars a nerd from Earth like them with a non-zero chance of pulling some elf eventually in like 30 seasons or so.
But do they though, Ellie? Do they though? Well, he was talking about watching harems or whatever, right? But it's yeah, it's again one of my big problems here is the dismissive attitude, right? I've always had a problem with, oh, all of this is trash, just toss it away or whatever, right? When it's kind of weird because like we've talked before about how isekai doesn't actually take up much space on the seasonal chart when you look at it in context, right? Like you might have what 5 or 6, maybe 11 at most, right? Out of what 32 shows that come out in a season.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. This
like there's not like when you look at it in context, right? Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of like if we use 80% rules here, right? Like 80% is gonna be trash, 20% is gonna be good, right? Of course, there's gonna be some trash, but that's true for basically everything
for the whole
right?
season, for everything in
for
it.
the whole fucking season. Like, how many shows do we look at in the seasonal review where we're just like, yeah, that doesn't look interesting at all. We're just not gonna watch it, right? Like
From the
so
start,
many.
and even then, what my show, my cultural exchange, the Game Center show. I watched like one episode and was like, all right, this is not very interesting at all. And that's a romantic comedy thing, romancy thing. It's like, all right, it's not interesting.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the problem I have is the framing of this, right? Because something that Moa's Basement and a lot of the isekai haters, I guess, tend to do is they like to kind of frame isekai like it's some kind of virus that's like infected anime, right? Like it's some kind of like fucking assimilated alien, right? When it's just look.
Oh no,
these books are popular. People like them, right? These books get popular.
Moe is killing anime Naretsu.
Yeah, and like Gouda's making the good point. If it wasn't selling, they wouldn't be making them, right? Like, it's obvious that there's a market for it, right? And you can, have a problem with that if you want, but it's just fact of the matter, right? There's nothing you can really like. You can't really counter that, right?
Yeah, I do have to
the same-
correct Gouda on one thing. Konosuba isn't a parody, it's just a comedy. It's doing isekai funny. It's not parodizing isekai. It's isekai funny, not isekai subversive for counter, etc., etc.
Yeah, common misconception. Yes.
It's just
anyway,
funny.
Let's keep trucking.
I really do mean any old slop. The lowest rated isekai in any given season will almost always pull higher viewership numbers than the best original anime of any given year. As you
Is
might
that no?
Really though?
The worst
Really,
isekai
though?
in a year gets more viewers than the best anime of the year.
I think you're gonna have to like back that shit up with some fucking facts, basement. Like you need to actually show that because I do not believe you. I don't even know what was the claim? Hang on. What was the claim? I gotta hear that again. I literally gotta hear that again.
old slop. The lowest rated isekai in any given season will
So the lowest rated isekai in any given season.
almost always pull higher viewership
Almost
numbers than the best original anime of any given year. As you might recall,
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Unless I'm not gonna believe that until I fucking see it. You gotta show me the numbers. I'm not gonna fucking believe that.
All right, so let's see. So in this season, there's one original show on my list at least, and that's Panty and Stocking.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me that the lowest rated isekai of this season is going to outview Panty and Stocking. Are you high? Are you fucking high?
Let me just go on this live chart and look for isekai that's on the lowest popularity. Just confirm that. Alright, so Water Magician.
Sorting tools. Yeah, Water Magician was the season, wasn't it? Yeah.
Alright, so this Omyo Katen Rebirth verse is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows.
I do not fucking believe this shit. I think he's bullshitting. I think he's and I hate this, right? I'm sorry, you can't just fucking say shit like this because your mother's basement and you think you have a big dick.
Alright.
You've got a big channel,
so
right? You don't get to fucking say shit like this.
Alright, so I realized that he showed, actually in this video already, he showed a clip of Omyo Katen Rebirth. He showed a clip of it. So on Mel, the official objective measure
the big boy.
It has a score of 6.5 from 3,000 viewers. Its ranked like 7,000.
Yeah.
Of a popularity of 5,000. And has 20,000 members.
Right.
Now, Panty Stocking, this season, new season, has a score of 8 from 5,000 viewers. So 2 points higher, 2,000 more scores. It's ranked 590. So just just throw like 6,000-7,000 places higher on on ranking.
Now I will put an asterisk here that using Mal to do this is not not great.
Well,
Mal,
are you going
right?
to trust Mother's Basement over it?
I would trust Mal more than Mother's Basement. Yeah.
All right, and to make it
no shit. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I get you. But I would want to see Japanese either Japanese TV ratings, right? Or I would want to see actual viewership data from Crunchyroll or whatever, right? That is the true metric, but obviously we don't have access to any of that.
Just
so
to finish the list
I will accept the use of Mal, despite Mal being not a great source for this, purely because it's the best we got, right?
Yeah.
So
all right.
But again, so it very much proves he's full of shit. He's absolutely full of shit. That is a nonsense statement.
It's
Holy shit, we're off to a good start.
Panty Stocking has like 3,000 in popularity against, of course, Omyo that has 5,000. Omyo had 20,000 members. Panty Stocking has 66,000 members. So 3 times as much,
Christ.
2,000 points more popular, etc., etc.
See, my whole point is, he's full of shit. But like my whole thing, right, and why that I find this egregious is he's making shit up to play into his dishonest framing of the situation, right? He's creating a narrative that he's pushing onto his viewership. Because my biggest problem, I mentioned this before with AnyTube, right? My biggest problem with AnyTube is you'll have these people that position themselves as figureheads, right, of the quote-unquote community. And then they just spew absolute fucking nonsense that's untrue, unsubstantiated nonsense, right? That just fucking permeates the online discourse, right? Like, you're going to have people repeating this point constantly because they heard it in a Mother's Basement video, right? And they're going to go, oh, yeah, no, the lowest rated isekai is more popular than the highest rated original show. It's you know, Mother's Basement said it. He has like 50 gazillion subscribers or whatever. It must be true, right? No. It's bullshit. He made it the fuck up. His source is that he made it the fuck up.
Yeah, and in that sense, so this kind of reminds me of those anime men, because there's also kind of, you know, they were making a video with with an opinion already kind of in mind, like we're going to play this, we're going to play this
the narrative.
We're going to play this character, this stereotype. We're going to be this, and we're going to make this video through this whole lens. We're not going to, you know, do a fun. Hey, what's this old show about? Oh, it's pretty neat. And look how the technique or whatever, this and that, or judge it on its merits. But no, it's we're going to play the young, whatever, brain rotted, attention starved stereotype, and we're going to and do that instead. But yeah, so they're not so dissimilar, the anime men and the mothers in the basement dwellers.
So yeah, let's see what other bullshit Mother's Basement has for us.
All from my worst of 2024 list, Failure Frame is an isekai in which literally every fight scene is just
poison.
This looks like some X-Arm shit.
Nah,
I'm kind of
nothing can ever beat out X-Arm, but it looks very funny.
He's just walking around. He's walking around in freedom. How can you not? Like, this actually looks great. No, it doesn't look great. I'm fucking with you. But yeah, this exists. We didn't know this existed until he fucking showed it. So I'm kind of like, yeah.
Firstly, it kind of more reminds me of Knights of Sidonia, although it pains me to say. Ever seen Knights of Sidonia?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, I haven't watched it, but I know. We've talked about it before. But
good show. Watch it anyway.
But anywho,
or more manga is also
over and over and paralyze and poison until you just want to make out with a P320. And it has a 4.4 out of 5 on Crunchyroll with.
Oh, he's also going to use Mel. All right.
No, he used Crunchyroll. He used Crunchyroll.
Oh, sorry, they're all the same to me.
Yeah. Let me go back. Let me go back and listen to what he said. He's like, hang on, like.
And over and paralyze and poison until you just want to make out with a P320. And it has a 4.4 out of 5 on Crunchyroll with 85,000 ratings. For context.
84,000?
Are you gonna seriously tell me that I should, like, I already don't take Mal seriously, right? The only reason I took it seriously before was because I would trust Mal over Mother's Basement, and now he's gonna tell me that I need to take fucking Crunchyroll ratings. Fucking Crunchyroll ratings. Seriously. Like, fuck off. No. Like, what? Because okay, to give context, right? One of the reasons that like Mao and like trusting these kind of viewer ratings, right, is not great, is because most people, like, when you're aggregating so many people, the scores are naturally going to be like high, right? I mean, you look at Mao,
because
right? Like most people are, that give a shit about Mao will tell you that anything above like a 7.5, right, or like they'll say like an 8 is like a masterpiece, right? Like they'll say like the bar for what is like considered good or bad is skewed because so many people are just usually going to rate stuff as, I mean, you see it when I'm talking about anime in like a seasonal review, right? I'll be like, yeah, that was all right. You know, it wasn't, you know, it was fine. You know, it was right. Like most people, like, unless something really knocks their socks off, right? Like Cleavertress has this season for me, right? Unless something really fucking like leaves an impact, right? Most people are gonna just be like, yeah, that was like, you know, solid 7, you know, solid 8, you know, like 7 is the most common ranking that something is going to get, right? So when he's like, oh, it got a 4 point fucking whatever out of 5, I'm not shocked by that. Like with 5,000 ratings, like, yeah, most people that watched it, like, they're probably just fucking kids or some shit, right? They're just watching it because it's on Crunchyroll and they have, you know, their parents pay for the Crunchyroll subscription or some shit, right? Like, you know, it's not like I wouldn't use that. This is why I'm saying I would rather trust like actual viewership data, right? I would trust, hey, how many people are actually watching this? Because did only 5,000 people actually watch the show? Right? Out of how many Crunchyroll subscribers?
I
right?
have a point to say when he's going to say Apocalypse Hotel was the best show, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Anime, you know, watching something is a passive experience. I'm kind of more impressed when I see like statistics for near Automata and see like that is like a 70% of all players have finished the or you know the whole game. Like, oh, people care about this game. People when somebody starts this game, they are finishing this game. That's kind of a more of a you know, a praise for the media, for the product, for the art, then, you know, so many people have had it on in the background, maybe, right? But that's kind of maybe a unfair because we're not comparing a game to a you know, TV show. But it's just for my point that I'm not super duper impressed with just how many people have watched a thing because we don't know how they watched it. You can sell a million books.
Why, this is why these kind of like ratings and statistics and stuff it's not hyper reliable in the first place.
You're better off comparing how much fan art something got, rather than how many viewers it got.
You go on like fucking Galbro and you see how much
or,
how much
Pixie,
porn the character has,
whatever it was, Misky, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're better off watching how much fan art, how many fan fiction, how many fan engagements there was over just how many people.
That Iguda makes another good point. How many of those people actually watched it all the way to episode 12?
How many people rated episode 12? Maybe, you know, how many people rated episode 11, actually, but that's another thing.
Like, that's what I would be looking at, too. Yeah, like, I think that this is a very silly point to be making about this. But anyway, so what's he going to say about Apocalypse Hotel? Let's go.
Next, Apocalypse Hotel, the best anime of 2025 so far.
Cleavertress! Anyway.
Nah, just to say that Apocalypse Hotel got like the big Japanese arts, big names have praising. whatever Final Fantasy creator, blah 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 says.
So this is so funny because I haven't heard shit about.
I have heard a lot. I've heard plenty of about.
I haven't watched it. I ain't heard shit about it. I think it's so funny.
It is one point of Apocalypse Hotel, so it's very about the Japanese experience, right?
Right.
This was another point I was going to say. Apocalypse Hotel is a great anime. Not watched it myself, but it's what I just people that I opinions that I can
looks
trust.
Alright.
People whose opinion I can trust about stuff say Apocalypse Hotel is an excellent and great anime, but it's also about what it means to be Japanese. When is something Japanese? When is something no longer this and that whole kind of discussion.
So it's the kind of thing that would get absolutely fucking butchered by a localization,
or just not be so universally shared between all people, or just a random person on Crunchyroll. A Japanese person may more easily get the message of Apocalypse Hotel rather than me just some robots in the sci-fi future, cool, and they're doing wacky comedy things. Well, the Japanese person might super otaku might pick up on, this is about the experience post Fukushima and all that stuff.
All right.
4,000. That's 1,000 less than Ugly Mug Epic Fighter.
Well, again, it's like using the Crunchyroll using the Crunchyroll stats for this is just fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Because it's like you were saying with Apocalypse Hotel, right? Most Western audiences, like you were kind of hinging, if it's a show, again, I'm making assumptions, I haven't watched it, right? If it's a show that is primarily about the Japanese experience, right? How many Western audience people are going to actually get that, right? And are going to watch that, right? And understand that, okay, right? That's why I kind of mentioned the whole, it sounds like the kind of thing that would get butchered by, if the localization was bad and didn't manage to convey that idea, right? Because, if you start changing the Japanese cultural references to American ones, it might not translate, right? If that makes sense. This is kind of the problem, right, with using the Crunchyroll thing. What does the Japanese audience think, right? Do we have statistics on how many Japanese people watched it? This is why I say, what were the TV ratings, right? When it was being aired on Japanese television, or Japanese-specific streaming sites, because as we know, Crunchyroll actually isn't that big in Japan because they have to block most of the fucking library in Japan because Japanese have their own channels and streaming services and stuff, right? So kind of I don't trust he's using flawed data, right, to make his conclusion, which I don't like. I wish he would use other, if he used more than one source as well, right? If he didn't just use Crunchyroll as a source, if he used actual fucking statistics on, this hotel thing, okay, it only has 4,000 fucking whatever on Crunchyroll, but in Japan, holy shit, fucking 30,000 Japanese people watched it on TV.
Yeah,
right?
So I haven't watched a single episode of Demon Slayer, right?
Yeah.
But apparently enough tickets has been sold in Japan for half the population for that one movie of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen
exactly, and of course we've talked about that before. There's a lot that the background COVID related stuff that goes into that, but even taking that out, right? Still, that's a statistic that you can actually quote as being real, right? That is real. People got out of their house to go see a movie, right? That is deliberate action, to view something. That's not just, I was on Crunchyroll browsing through random anime and I just so happened to watch 2 episodes of some shit 3D isekai where a man paralyzes and poisons things, right? So this is why I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because he is crafting this bullshit narrative off faulty data without considering, well, hang on a minute, is what I'm saying actually fucking true? Right? Oh my god. Anyway, let's continue.
Isekai that look this and is called Ugly Mug Epic Fighter. Some of y'all really will watch fucking anything.
Hey, how do you know that this isn't a good show? All right. I mean, I'm not watching it, but like, how do you know, Mr. Basement Man?
Yeah, also it's not an isekai. As far as I can
Also
understand.
it's not an isekai. Yeah, also it's not an isekai.
From what I thought it was, at least I thought it wasn't an isekai.
I mean, I don't know. I would have to look it up on the fact check time. But like, yeah, like I mean, he's being super dismissive about this. But like, again, I haven't watched it, and I'm not gonna say that this is like, maybe it's like really funny. You know, like maybe it is actually really funny.
It is an isekai. All right, so at least it is an
isekai.
Right.
Okay. All right. See, we at least have the good fucking like, we have the chivalry to go. Oh yeah, we fucked up. We were wrong. We fact checked ourselves, right? Mo's Basement never fucking does that. But again, how do we know that this is like a bad show, right? Like, okay, yeah, it looks silly and goofy on the surface. It might not have the best animation. It might not be flashy. It might not be a zoomy aura farm fucking solo leveling blah 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 blah, right? Whatever. But maybe it's funny. Maybe it's got good humor. I mean, maybe it's a good show. You don't know, right? Like, it's fucking I hate it. Fucking hate it.
And the industry is more than happy to give it to you, but that's not the problem with isekai. At least not the one that any of us can do anything about, so not worth making a video about. I can't stop everyone else from watching bad anime, but I can at least help you watch some better ones. Because there is one crucial factor that every good isekai gets right, and almost every bad one gets wrong. Something that anyone writing an isekai should keep in mind if they want any chance of it being halfway decent, and anyone watching isekai should keep an eye out for much the same reason. It's so important you can use it to clock if an isekai is worth watching in just one episode. And I'm gonna tell you...
Hey, the sponsor skip worked! Look at that! Look at that, it worked! God, I love that extension. It's so fucking good. Take that, mother's cuckment. You don't get to fucking shill your shilling shit at us. Fuck you. But anyway, so yeah, no, again, like this whole premise is fucking wild to me. I feel like the best way to just determine what you want to watch is to just fucking look at the seasonal chart and just be like, yeah, all right, that sounds kind of interesting. I'll give that a go. Oh wait, no, it was shit. Oh wait, no, it was great. Like, how many people? I mean, I've been fucking beating the Cleavertress drum, right, on how fucking good that show is, right? For the last like fucking entirety of its airtime, right? How many people are passing up on that because they're looking at it and they're probably just going, oh, it's just another isekai fantasy generic fucking whatever. It's not, how could this possibly be good, right? It's just going to be another thing. Because of the narratives that Cuckman here pushes. Because he pushes this idea that all of these shows, right, regardless of if they're isekai or not, are going to be trash, right? So why even give it a shot? And then what makes it even more frustrating is, and I don't recall if I talked about this on the cast last time or not, but there was like, and I believe it was like the last 2 or 3 episodes, Alicia, I think her name is, right? The zombie girl. She has this really, really impactful speech, right? About like the dry, like, because she gets asked this question about from one of the villagers who's like, why should we continue this tradition of sending heroes out to die to defeat Cleavertress and open up the world? Is it really worth it? And she mentioned, like, because she got basically flung into the sky by Cleavertress.
Low Earth orbit for a minute.
Yeah, well, fucking Crunchyroll. I fucking hate the way that they presented that clip, because they clipped it, but they presented it as like, oh, she got shot into orbit, like, because that's not the part of it that's like the thing. It's what she's saying. It's the speech and the substance of the scene, because she sees the curvature of the Earth, right, and she sees how big the world actually is, and that and she's talking about how I've seen the world. We have to go there. We have to. It is always worth it to make the world bigger, right? We should do this as humanity, right? We should go to the places we've never been before and explore the things that we've never seen and make our world just that little bit bigger, right? Because I have experienced it. I've seen it with my own eyes, right? It's a really impactful and powerful fucking speech that she gives. And then you have fucking Crunchyroll presenting it as a haha, she got flung into space, haha. And then all the comments are just like, oh, well, actually, I mean, you technically could possibly see the curvature of the Earth, even though it's really improbable. Or it's just people like, bitch, like doing, oh, wow, so cool. Oh, such a cool scene. Oh, blah, blah. And no one is fucking talking about the actual, like, commentary on humanity's desire of expansion, right? Like, the idea that we have this drive to it, like, ever since, like, you know, before we conquered the whole planet, essentially, right? Back when we had people going to places like South America and, you know, colonization and that kind of shit going on, right? We had people going into the unknown to make the world bigger, right? Same concept being presented here in Cleavatris, and the question being asked of, is it worth it? And her answer to that being, yes, it is fascinating. It's an interesting topic to talk about, but no one's fucking talking about it. No one. Because the bar of intellectual discussion with anime fans is so fucking low, right? That no one has even, like, they watched the same thing that I watched, and they didn't even fucking, like, pick up on what I saw. You know what I mean? It's so fucked. And I blame people like Mother's Basement for that. I blame him and all these other anti-tubers for that, because they would rather make the same slop bullshit like this over and over and over again. They keep making this dumb shit about, oh, well, fuck, like 40-minute videos about, oh, well, this show is all about my personal queer experience of coming out, or all this other shit. There's no, like, actual discussion about the substance in any of these shows that can't be framed in, like, a personal experience type way, right? Or be used as some way to fucking make money like Mother's Basement does. I know I'm kind of like I'm kind of scatterbrained right now on this.
No,
I'm
because
just ranting.
I don't, you know, if somebody makes you know, uses a anime or a show for whatever and related to their own life experience, that's fine. That's all right.
Yeah, I should probably preference.
I don't necessarily
Right,
see
I'll
a difference between your. So if you were to make a video in 2 years about how that speech in Cleavatris so much gripped you in your life,
turned me into an astronaut. I'm going to go to space.
That is in a sense no difference between how somebody.
No. So let me preference it, right? Let me kind of like, let me roll it back a little. Right? My problem with that isn't actually the fact that it exists. It's that it's the only thing getting talked about, right? Because it's like, I think that you could, like, if you want to do your personal, oh, this anime changed my fucking life or whatever, right? That's fine and dandy. I just wish there was, like, more content that wasn't just that, right? I wish there was, like, more content that talked about the ideas within a show on face value, right? And actually analyzing, what is this show actually saying about the human condition, right? In a sense, become psychopath. author's opinion on the blue curtains. Yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, I kind of went a little bit off the track there because I wanted to rant about fucking something completely different. But yeah, no, I just yeah, this shit from Mother's Basement annoys.
No, I'm here for the nuance.
Yeah, you're here for the nuance. You gotta rein me in. You gotta get rein it back.
Trying to get the lasso. All right, the lasso. Bring it back.
You bring it back. Gotta bring it back to reality. Yeah.
So no. Something that has been bothering me. I believe this is the Water Magician Isekai show.
I guess I wouldn't know. I haven't watching it.
Nah, as you've been ranting and I've been listening, I've just noticed that the trees are bigger than the town castle building in the center.
Brilliant background work, right?
Yeah, I mean we're not here to defend the isekai that Mother's Basement is complaining about. Look at this background image; it's completely not to scale to anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. I forgot what Mother's Basement was talking about.
Yeah, I completely lost the plot there. I'm sorry, it's my fault. But anyway, let's go.
Exactly what that problem with modern isekai is. After I solve the problem with my rent this month, this video is brought to you.
Oh wait a minute! Wait, what the fuck?
Another.
It skipped it. It skipped it, and then he's doing it again.
Naruto, run that back a little bit. Haven't we missed some important?
Because it did skip it. It did. Like I saw the notification.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Because there is one crucial factor that every good isekai gets right, and almost every bad one gets wrong. Something that anyone writing an isekai should keep in mind if they want any chance of it being halfway decent, and anyone watching isekai should keep an eye out for much the same reason. It's so important, you can use it to clock if an isekai is worth watching in just one episode. I'm gonna tell you exactly what that problem with modern isekai is.
Can you just go back to the portion that was skipped? Like a few.
Oh yeah, right here. Hang on.
Now there are exactly.
That's it's he's too powerful. His shilling is too powerful for the extension. It's like glitching out. I think it's like. I think it's like glitching. Yeah, I think it's like trying to skip it, but it's not.
Oh, maybe.
Like it's
just skipping like 2 seconds, and then I don't know.
Yeah, it's like trying to skip it, but it's not. That or it's like skipping it and then it's jumping back or some shit. Because of the I don't know.
No, it's just
it's just what
is where I solve the
what's he
problem
what's he shilling?
This video is brought to you by Rosetta Stone, the immersive
go learn Japanese.
Oh yeah, we're gonna learn Japanese out. No, look how this is important. We're gonna learn Japanese.
You see the thing? You hear the sound it's called?
Look at this.
Connection directly in your brain instead of translating it into English first. And before you know it, the guy at the kombini's telling you how Jozu your Nihongo is. Then a couple.
Look at that. He's telling you how Jinso.
Nah, man, you don't have to. The Kombinis. Alright, the rest of real talk. Pause for a second. The Kombini people do not care.
The Kombini people are probably on autopilot, right?
Oh,
you just
give
him the
hard.
snack. You give him the snack. He scans the snack. He goes, oh yeah, that's X amount of yen or whatever. You give him the yen and then you fuck off, right? He doesn't give a fuck, right?
They're so hard on autopilot. When I talk in Japanese, they're just going to back to them. They're just going to continue talking. You know, not even that. Retsu, they ask, they have their set questions. This is how much, and I say I'm going to pay with cash, and etc. And they ask, do you want a bag? Retsu. In Japanese, kuro desu ka?
Yeah.
And I say yeah. And that means no. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, fine. Don't worry about it, etc. And I say that means no. Matsu, but yeah. can also
Yeah.
be yes, yeah, I want it in English.
Yeah.
So it's
So I always love, like, on some level, I always love the shill segments in a sense, even though it's kind of like
Mhm.
annoying. But like I always find it fascinating. This isn't related to Mother's Basement, but there's like a phenomenon I love with particularly socialist YouTubers. Because I was watching Such an Anime recently, and they were covering this like interview with some socialist guy and some politician or whatever. And the guy has these like ad reads in his podcast, right, Ellie? And you would not fucking believe the shit this guy is like shilling, right? So imagine this, Ellie. I'm gonna give you a setup, right? I'm gonna give you a setup. So you got this guy. He's clearly like a hardcore socialist, borderline communist kind of guy,
Mhm.
big leftist man. Most of the podcast is like him crying about Gaza or whatever, right? You know, that kind of guy, right? I want you to take a guess. What kind of products do you think such a upstanding moral individual would be advertising
like
on his
VPN
podcast?
and bowl hair razors and
Nope. Nope.
what
Gambling websites.
Oh,
Actual. We're not talking gotcha gambling, Ellie. We're talking gambling so fucking hardcore. There's like an actual legal disclaimer at the end of the advert going, if you have problems with gambling, please seek this number to get help with your gambling addiction. And not even just that, he's got another one which is like, hey, you want to buy some marijuana?
that's more.
See, that's a little bit more
brand.
base. That's a little bit more. I mean, I'm not a pothead, but that's a little bit more. But it's just the like, hey, you want to buy some drugs, kid?
Nah, the fun thing there is about Nametsu that I mean, I
it's so funny.
I follow a couple of just a few gaming podcast people, and one of them don't have any ads, and another one does. But even though Naretsu, they do the ads, it's very clear from just the whole other 90, not more than 90%, of course. The whole other everything else is that they don't care about any product in the ads whatsoever. They're there to read it, and that's it, and everybody knows.
So my thing is like, listen, I don't have a problem with, you know, getting the bag, right? I don't have a problem with you doing your ad reads. You know, you shill your Raycon earbuds and your Fume, you know, vapes and your fucking, you know, like whatever. Like, I don't even. Here's the thing: I don't even know what people are shilling these days because I have that extension and it just skips the. So I don't even know what people are shilling these days, right? Like your VPNs or whatever, right? Like okay, like make your bag, right? I don't have a problem with that. But what I do think is hilarious is, yeah, you have big time anti-capitalist man shilling for gambling websites. Actual, like the most capitalist of capitalist things. Like the thing that one of the things that probably keeps the lower and middle classes the most poor, right? Is gambling and lottery, right? Because people wasting money on that shit, thinking that's how they're gonna make money, right? Gambling and lottery type shit, right? That's so funny. It's just so fucking funny.
Anyway, enough about other people in other
Yeah,
fields.
enough about other people. Let's keep hearing about
Bill's fresh.
It's
And
learn
while
Japanese.
Obviously, there aren't many places to bust them out in Edmonton. I have noticed the effects of their proprietary true accent pronunciation.
Oh, yeah?
Whenever I practice for important
Oh, yeah?
business.
He's
Best
not...
of all, I can download their bite-sized lessons right to my phone to practice where and whenever I have time.
Learn
Whether you're
Japanese
looking
all
to visit
day,
Japan
every
one day,
day.
or just play some cool video games that never made it over here, Rosetta Stone can help you reach that goal. Plus, all your future language learning goals if you take advantage of my special
60% off
offer
the lifetime
60%
plan.
off a lifetime
Wait, one
plan.
second.
That's not just a lifetime.
What?
Sell your soul to this company.
Lifetime plan. Isn't just buying the thing.
Is that just a perpetual license?
Yeah.
Like, What do you mean lifetime plan? What the fuck does that mean anyway?
Japanese, all 25 Rosetta Stone languages.
Oh yeah,
so
you
whether
can learn
love
25
K-dramas,
languages.
telenovelas, or the French kind of anime, they've got you covered. Click that link to start learning today.
Well,
Now, there are
getting
Alright, there
Wakfu is pretty. Wakfu is a good show. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Wakfu?
I've heard about it. I haven't watched it, but I heard about
Good
it.
stuff.
Yeah. All right, back to our regularly scheduled isekai.
quite a lot of isekai with quite a lot of things wrong with them, from flat, boring power curves to altogether too many villains who turn out to be
Raven! That's right!
too
Yeah, I'm a moral individual, guys. I don't like the rape. The rape is bad.
Especially when they're evil.
Especially when they're evil and they're presented as evil, and rapists usually get horrific fucking deaths. You know, like no, the fact that it even showed it in the first place is fucking hell.
several what one might call tacit endorsements of slavery.
Oh yeah, there we go. There it is.
Hey.
There it is. There it is. Did you know that it's passive endorsements of slavery, Ellie? It's passive endorsing, and the isekais endorse the slaves.
Nah,
Oh, no.
Blame Harry Potter for all that.
This man got his shit kicked in when Shield Hero came out, and he's never gotten over it.
Those days.
Because I remember back in the day, he was making talking all kinds of shit about Shield Hero. Oh, Naofumi's untitled. Oh, it's promoting slavery. And I remember him getting his fucking head kicked in on Twitter from everyone telling him he's being a dumb fuck, and he's never got over it. Because think about it, like, how many of these shows actually fucking do the slavery angle? Like, I know a few of them do, but how? Again, I always hate this because they present it like almost every single fucking isekai has slavery in it, right? Like all of them, every last single one of them does. When it's how much does it really come up? Like, and when it does come up, is it promoted, or is it like, oh, slavery's bad? We should I don't know, do something about that. We should free the slaves. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is he on about? That's why I think he just he got owned on the internet once, and he just has to keep. Oh no, slavery bad. Got to remind everyone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
These problems are the problem. The power curve thing is a pretty big problem, to the point I made a whole other video about it, but plenty of isekai don't completely dunk that up and still manage to suck butts. And a few that basically disregard it entirely still turned out pretty awesome. Figuring out if a power system is interesting and satisfying to progress through can also take several episodes. Sometimes so many you don't even realize there is a power system until season 2. And I did promise you a litmus test that could judge isekai in one episode or less. The root of the problem lies at the very core of the isekai concept. A story about a person from a world, usually this one, being transported to a cool new world. Basically every isekai author has that second part covered, or at least tries to. I'm sure their moms think their worlds are cool. It's the first part that really trips them up, if they even think about it at all. Because isekai aren't just stories about cool worlds. We already have a word for those: fantasy. Isekai are stories about people from worlds. Usually this one. Far too many fantasy light novel writers see that as little more than a cheat code.
Not
for
light
creating
novel
relief.
writers. They are kind of amateur web novel writers.
Yeah. He's skipping a step there.
Yeah,
he's skipping a.
These are far from professional works, and you better. And yes, you can see it. Yes, you can polish it up with an editor, but
Yeah,
no, you cannot change its nature.
This is what I kind of mean, right? It's like this is another problem I have with this kind of stuff. Is it's like you said, because they're amateur works a lot of the time, at least until they start, getting their wings, right?
Mhm.
Start kind of taking things seriously. It's almost like bullying high schoolers, right? Like, think of it from this perspective, right? you're like a 16-year-old, sort of a lone wolf situation in a sense, right? Like you're a 16-year-old guy, right? You're making your little web novels, right? At after school, right? Just kind of having fun with it, right? And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, people kind of like my thing. Now you're getting like emails from anime production companies and fucking light novel publishers and shit, right? And you're like, fuck, holy shit, this is awesome. And then your anime gets made, and then some fucking like 40-year-old dumb fuck on YouTube is gonna come around and hammer in how fucking dog shit your writing is.
Yeah, dude, I wrote this like 6 years ago. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's gonna come in and he's gonna be like, fucking, this is dog shit. Fuck you. Like, yeah, just Mother's Basement, you bully that 16-year-old.
That 16-year-old.
You beat his face into the dirt. You make sure he knows
12
that his story
years
is dog
the
shit.
fact, telling somebody that their the work when they were 14 is bad. Yes. Yeah, they know. Don't worry, they know.
It's fucking, yeah. But like, so getting to what he's trying to say here, right? Kind of like, I think he is missing the kind of the point, right? He's missing the forest for the trees. Well, like the reason they don't usually tend to focus a lot on the original world they came from is because it's typically just it is used as a plot device, right? Admittedly, right? It is used as a plot device so that you can get a character who is unfamiliar with a world and setting into the world and setting so that you can then start exploring the world and setting, right? The world that they came from is usually not relevant to the plot.
Not in the beginning, because the person, because in the beginning it's also, it's kind of depends, but it's also kind of a survival thing. Oh no, I have to adapt now. I have no time to reflect on who I was. It's time to deal with this current situation, and because so I didn't have much time to, no, that's not true. But so as somebody who writes a story about about me in my trip to Japan, is that writer going to compare my life in Japan to how I changed I was? No, it's about how I do new adventures in a strange land and stuff. Later on, when the new place has become mundane in the sense that we know how it works, we know the risk and settings and people and systems, then it's time to go, all right, now that we are settled in, time to reflect on where we came from. And that can only happen, season 2, at episode 7, or whatever it's, time to do that. Appropriate. But the first episodes, the first season, will be about dealing with this new world. There's no time for a story to go deep into the personal troubles of the main character. I mean, in Japan, I reflected a little bit on myself, but because I have I'm experiencing this story 24 hours a day. I have time to sit in a train and thinking about myself and my perspective. That's not going to fly. I'm writing a book that encompasses every single hour of every single day.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, let's continue.
Ability. The isekai concept does easily facilitate the creation of fantasy heroes who are just like me for real, without actually having to explain how that kind of guy could come to exist in 14th century Europe or whatever. You want to pad out some generic Tolkien-esque fluff with an endless stream of game and anime references where the protagonist's personality ought to be? Just pluck some nerd off the Tokyo pavement, pop him down in the starting town with one or more waifus, and watch him go. On that note, making your story an isekai also has a lot of structural advantages, not the least of which being you don't have to figure out how to get your protagonist to where the story starts. Just truck, Bam! Now he's there. He probably doesn't know fuck all about the world he just dropped into either, giving him the perfect excuse to ask anyone he meets for an exposition dump. And that's on top of all the free dumping you get to do in the scene where he meets his isekai travel agent.
Just wondering, won't I have to learn this world's language?
Details, schmeetails, just hurry it up already. I've got loads more dead humans to guide besides you, you know.
The portal fantasy trope is an undeniably versatile tool for kickstarting a quick and dirty escapist fantasy quest, but it's so much more than that. Fully half the premise of this genre. What makes isekai interesting, what sets it apart from regular fantasy, is the inherent conflict, the clash of perspectives, ideals, worldviews that comes with suddenly immersing a person in a totally foreign place, time, and jurisdiction of the laws of physics.
It's not that deep, bro.
It's true, but he's so being so
yeah, like again,
pedantic.
he's not. It's not like what he's saying is incorrect. It's just like it's not. It's not that deep. He's not. Yeah,
You know,
it's like yeah.
I won't, but I might be able to convince Joe to say this more eloquently and more, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there's a better way to frame this, right? Because he's not like structurally, he's not wrong. It's just like the way it's being presented is like this massive, huge deal, right? When it's of course, like that's one of the things that makes it interesting and why it's used as a narrative tool, right? Like, no shit.
I mean, it's the fish out of water thing. The same thing is about, you know.
It's the most basic.
Oh,
it's
no,
the most basic fucking thing ever.
Okay, again, Harry Potter. The first, you know, movie of Harry Potter is about, oh, do wizards do it like this? That's strange. You know, with the whole train station and shops being different and winding, you know, crooked buildings and weird animals and weird slavery is just a thing over there in the wizard world. And Harry has to deal with it. And he has to deal with it for like 4 movies, just learning about how wizards work. And for you know, the Ron family, I forget their name, especially in English. For them it's all normal. Going through fireplaces to go from place to place. Wasn't that like a fourth movie thing? Anyway, Harry is constantly a fish out of water. He's constantly an isekai protagonist who gets expositioned on. But how you would call it. I don't think it's a bit much in how he says, how Mother's Basement says it. And there are ways to say this super fancy. You can even, throw a joke at the end or call it fish out of water after you did your long, fanciful explanation. But, you know, keep it at least half the length of what Mother's Basement just did here. Because this is tedious instead. Pedantic and tedious.
Yeah.
How does that someone? How would the world change in response to them? How does the new world compare to the old one? These are deep wells of thematic potential, opportunities for profound commentary on the world we live in and the people who live in it that most isekai writers completely ignore. Well, okay, not completely. The new world is better because it's more like a video game, unless it's a hard video game with lots of blood and guts, in which case it's better with an asterisk. That world changes the protagonist from an incel into a guy who's had his dick sucked by an elf, and he...
Okay. Yep.
Sure.
Changes it in turn by setting a new bar for how many elves can suck one guy's dick. Sorry, spoilers for, you know, it's probably easier to just list the isekai that doesn't spoil, and that's
Ellie,
what's
how many elf dick suckings have you seen? How many? Because we watch the isekais we know of the isekais. Read the isekai. How many dick sucks occur within the isekais that you have watched? How many times have you watched the man have his dick sucked by the elf?
So, I watched a little bit of that. No, well, that's not an isekai. No, wait. Was that? Was the accidentally summoning a demon lord? Was that a guy that got rolled?
Did he get his dick sucked?
No. I mean, he has hot hell. He has a hot elf and a cat girl as something. But I believe that character was like a regular Japanese guy that get kind of put in the role of a demon lord, maybe. Or if he wasn't, then this wasn't also not an isekai.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know if that was an isekai or not. But that's kind of the one interested one with that dog girl that you kind of watched, the dungeon something. It was an animal girl. It was a little bit of a dungeon focus. Maybe might have not been even an isekai. But
yeah.
Other than that, the most I think. I mean, there is Shoyu, the 12 Genius in Another World anime made by SoftBank. That's the main character politician guy gets an elf girl in a. But other than that, I can only think Overlord, but that's kind of a succubus demon thing.
But again, do they get their dick sucked? Is the question.
Ice has, he has bones, but not much sucking on those dry bones.
Well, again, I'm not even like again. I'm like in the actual story itself. Does the dick sucking occur? Right? That it's not implied. Not they were sleeping in the same bed. Not that. No, full on deep throat. Balls deep, fucking cock sucking.
No,
did it occur in the show?
Basement is
no,
doing a
it
dumb.
fucking didn't. It fucking didn't because he's making shit up again. He's being a dumb fuck deliberately, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. Stop it. Get some help. All right. You don't have to because here's the thing. You can go right. Yeah, a lot of isekai have, the hot waifus in them, right? That's a fact, right? Yeah, they have attractive sometimes they tune into harems, sometimes you'll have the girl that falls for the guy and they're a big titty waifu. Like that is a factual statement. That's great, right? That's fine. And if you have a problem with that, you can have a problem with that, or if you think that's based, you can think that's based, right? But you don't have to lie and say, yeah, every isekai has a guy getting his cock sucked by an elf. Right? You don't have to lie about it. You don't have to lie about it.
Yeah,
it's
kind of just funny joke script. Oh, look, I'm
well, that's the thing. I don't care if it's like, oh, he's trying to pull a funny joke. It's not fucking funny. It's not. Because it's not fucking true. It's not fucking true. It's fucking dumb. Like, you can make the same. Because my problem is you can make the same joke and not lie. Is my problem, right? You make the same joke about, oh yeah, he gets the big titty elf waifu, right? Without having to blatantly lie about the content in the show. Right?
Waking up with elf breasts in your face. That's like I can name more shows that do that than
I don't think Redo. I don't think Redo got his cock sucked by an elf, and Redo isn't an isekai either. That's the other. So
no.
God, but anyway.
Precisely what makes all the ones it does so fundamentally worthless. At least after you've watched your first 1 or 20. Don't get me twisted. There is obvious value in raw escapist fantasy. A lot of stuff worth escaping on this bitch of a late capitalist Earth. But
oh wow, for once someone is like, yeah, escapism good. Thank fuck for that. Now watch as he ruins that point by going, well, but.
But it's the exact flavor of value over and over and paralyze and poison until all you can taste is slop. And maybe that's all you need. Maybe you just want to feel numb for 20 minutes a week. That is very valid. But aside from that, past a certain point of diminishing returns, you gotta be a real weirdo who delights in watching other weirdos loudly tell on themselves through fiction to get anything out of watching more slop isekai. And most people are not me, which is why I've devised an elegant litmus test to identify and avoid the slop. After watching 1 or 2 episodes of a new isekai, all you gotta do is ask yourself, what was the hero's original world like, and how did they fit into it?
Irrelevant! Literally irrelevant!
Alright. Because, you know, we got... For big isekai protagonists, we got Ainz, an overworked office worker. We got Kazuma over here, who was kind of a hikikomori kind, really. Then we got
you got ReZero Man, who
was an actual, you know, emotional hikikomori with trauma and whatnot. We got Rudy, who was also like big trauma. Those are what other good isekai? Good isekai, I don't know. I can't remember all of them.
Well, again, it's like, to me, like, it's kind of an irrelevant.
No, like, I'm just want kind of a tally about the breadth, the variety of protagonists of good isekai. Slime, you know, he was an office worker, a regular guy doing a regular job, and then he just got killed. Other than that, I'm just skimming through this list that I happen to have, but I don't. And I see more. I have more than just isekai over here, so it's. But anyway, it's mostly office worker and neat hikikomoris that. Thus far in our tally. I mean, Hamefura, she died since she was a nerd playing a game. That's also office worker, a villainous, like last season, the villainous show. Also old man office worker gone into the video game.
I guess, like, the problem here, and my point is I don't think that this is a good metric to determine whether or not the show is good or not, because most of the time it's something that's not even, like, think about Ainz, right? Like, how much does Ainz being an office worker from the future or whatever, like, actually impact the plot of the show, right?
Little, because
not often at all, does it? Like, really,
it does play in his personality, in the sense that whenever he has a meeting with somebody else, whether it's with his own, you know, with his NPCs, or with, you know, the emperor or whatnot, he always relates it back to giving a presentation at work.
Yeah, but what I mean, right, is it doesn't, like, when you think about the holistically, right? If you think about Overlord as a narrative holistically, it doesn't really come up a lot, right? Because Overlord is not, I mean, we've said it before, Overlord is about how the world and the characters react to each other, not about Ainz as a person, right?
Yeah.
Because it's about, okay, like, to use the movie as an example, right? That whole movie is about, okay, Demiurge is up to his shit in this country. How is the country reacting to this? Creating deals with Ainz, trying to get all the help they can get. Right? Oh no, the princess is, you know, dead. Oh no, what are we gonna do? You know, Ainz comes in, saves the day, unintentionally creates a new religion around himself without even having to do anything. Right? You know. And this is kind of what I'm talking about when I say, like, Ainz being an office worker from the future isn't actually relevant to what Overlord is trying to convey in its narrative, right? And so trying to use that as a barometer for, if I was watching Overlord completely blind in the year of our Lord 2025, right? As a, like, I don't know, 18-year-old Zumi or some shit. I just watched a Mother's Basement video, and he told me the way that I can tell a good isekai is like how his past life relates to the new life, right? Would Overlord actually pass that test? I don't think so.
Well,
I don't really think it would pass that test.
I kind
Right?
of in the light novels, no, he brings it up more. More monologues.
Yeah,
more,
well,
more.
obviously in the light novels, but we're talking specifically about anime here, right? Because
Yeah, in anime
obviously
it's a
Mother's
lot
Basement.
less because it's only like when he's practicing in front of the mirror to do his perfect hand gesture. He's kind of relates. He tries to read management books or something. How to be an effective manager. He reads those books, but also even that is not explicitly said in the anime.
No, well, like I said, that's kind of what I'm. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, in the anime specifically, it doesn't really come up a whole lot. And so, by Mother's Basement's own criteria, I think you would have people dropping Overlord if they were following this rule.
Well,
Like-
he hasn't set his rule just yet.
Well, no, I mean, he did. He said, you judge it by, all right, well, we'll go back and we'll listen. We'll listen again, right? We'll listen again and we'll let it play a bit more so we can hear it. So let's go on.
After watching 1 or 2 episodes of a new isekai, all you gotta do is ask yourself, what was the hero's original world like, and how did they fit into it? If the show gave you answers, or at least enough clues to speculate, you're probably watching something with something to say. At least something more than, what if you lived in a video game? That doesn't guarantee that what it had.
So like I said,
means nothing at all.
if we use Overlord as our example, what do we glean from like the first 2 episodes, right? We know that Ainz is in the future, right? We know that the setting is in the future. We know that he's an office worker playing the video game, right? We know that all his friends have kind of stopped playing the video game and that the video game is closing down, right?
Mhm.
And thinking back on it, right? That's really about it. And that's really the only time. Like, we don't know. Yeah, we know that the future is presented somewhat as being bleak in Overlord.
In light novels,
in
not in anime.
Yeah, in the light novels, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, in the anime, you don't really get any of that, right? So, by his own metric here, Overlord wouldn't pass the test, which is fucking insane.
No,
Because when you think about, like, because imagine someone dropping Overlord because they're following Mother's Basement's shitty fucking idea here, right? And completely missing out on what Overlord has to offer as this fucking narrative because they listened to Mother's Basement, right? Imagine that for a minute, and that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, this is dumb.
no,
This is fucking dumb.
Although Gouda, Mushoku Tensei would pass the test because we know kind of quite a lot about how Rudy is. The question is,
and it also comes up, a lot throughout the show.
Yeah,
too,
like
so
in
it's
episode 3 about his isolation at school, etc. And when Roxy takes him out the first time, he talks about his trauma of being afraid of outside. And
yeah, Mushoku Tensei would pass the test.
But
easily, I'd say
Slime Man doesn't. He was working with his colleague, then he got stabbed. And the only thing we know is that please delete my search history, and that's the only bit of information we have of him in the world. We know more.
It's like the only time it comes up ever again.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And the only other Japan stuff we get is for a long time is that other girl that got summoned as as when Tokyo got bombed by the Americans in 1945 or something. So but that's not the protagonist's role in the world. That's somebody else's role in Japan at the time.
Yeah, and it doesn't really like. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, this is a silly metric. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. But anywho,
as to say will be good or interesting. Failure Frame uses a whole mess of backstory just to say, what if you lived in a shitty gacha game and also were a school shooter? But at the very least, you know that the hero being from another world is going to matter to the story at least a little bit on some level. Yeah.
Again, it's like, no, not really, usually. It doesn't really come up a lot in a lot of these shows. So again, it's like I think it's a really bad barometer here. I think the real barometer you should be using is like, okay, I watched like one to 3 episodes. Am I like engaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this actually interesting to me, right? Is this allowing me to, yeah. Is this like got me hooked after 1 to 3 episodes? And that's been like the general recommendation for years and decades, right? Is like, yeah, give it 3 episodes. If you're still like interested after that, then keep going. If not, then drop it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's usually like even though there are like exceptions, right? Sometimes shows take a little bit of time to cook, right? Sometimes you can, it's not always hard and fast, but most of the time, yeah, if you're not engaged after 3 episodes, you're probably not going to be engaged for the rest of it, and you're better off not wasting your time and dropping it. And the same applies to isekai. Like, if you do the same thing with isekai, you're going to get the same effect as whatever this dumb shit is, right?
I don't know.
What he's trying to convey here.
I'm just looking quickly through my list. Is there a show that I would have regretted, or like 3 episodes? Maybe now kind of Silent Witch got me like in the first episode with the big fancy magic.
Yeah, Silent Witch was fucking good, yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing super. I mean, I don't think that Ruby Rocks would have been saved if I watched one more episode. It's a bit like it's the same education. Big woman wouldn't save the show for me. Don't know. Anyway, I don't know if I would be watching more that it would be, if I kept going until the 3rd episode. I don't think that like the Game Center girl would be saved or something. I don't know. Let us.
Right,
How far are we in this video, Naretsu? Tell me it's more than 5 minutes.
We are 9 out of 26 minutes.
Hey, that's good progress.
Let's continue.
Yes, that's how low the bar is. But the sky is the limit for the shows that do clear it.
Can I really believe that the people I care about also care for me?
I probably shouldn't turn 2 of these things in a row into Stealth ReZero glazing sessions, especially not in the same calendar year, but ReZero is one of the best examples out there of a character fundamentally changed by his journey to another world. When he arrives in Lagunica...
Okay, but again, that...
Also Rudy, also Slimeman, also Ainz, also a lot of characters. Also Kazuma from Konosuba, because he was a nerd hikikomori that only went out to buy the one eroge and then died. And in this new world, he's a responsible businessman with a mansion and people he has to wrangle so that they don't explode. So, character development, Naretsu, it happens.
Yeah, it's big and silly. It's being very silly here, and I feel like, like obviously ReZero is popular for a reason, right? This is kind of a problem that I find a lot of the time is, yes, we have a lot of these no-name isekais that he's been showing isekais in this video that I have no idea what the fuck they are. I didn't watch them. I didn't care about them. I didn't, who, whatever. Complete skip overs, right? Yeah, you're going to have a bunch of those versus like the few that actually get traction because there is some substance there, right? Like ReZero has that substance, right? which I think is why it's popular. Even if I haven't watched it, I know enough about it because people won't shut the fuck up about it, right?
Mhm.
And they won't shut the fuck up about it because there is shit to talk about, right? And so I feel like, yeah, it's just silly. Let's try and get through this fucking video.
Natsuki's super hot mess. And while we are only given the briefest glimpse of his life on Earth before he's torn away from it, it tells us quite a lot about him. He's the kind of guy who reads Jump in the Konbini without actually buying it. The kind of guy who knows he should be eating miso natto cup noodles but gets tonkatsu instead, plus some chips, because it. But also, he is the kind of guy with the presence of mind to catch a rare coin in his change and hold on to it. His eyes especially tell us so much about him. First, with the way they follow that couple walking by in their school uniforms, then dart back to his sad, single, tracksuit-encrusted hikikomori ass, expressing a lifetime of self-hatred with one glance and a sigh. Then there's the way those eyes light up when he realizes he's been isekai'd. He wants this. He needs it. There is clearly something he hates about life back on Earth, and we don't know what that is yet. Subaru desperately does not want to think about it, so it will be many episodes before we finally get around to unpacking why exactly he is like this. But it's enough to know that the writer has an answer to that question. Chotomate a sec there, though. Didn't I just get done complaining that the only way most writers use isekai is to insert an Earth nerd into striking range of some elf pussy? Is ReZero not a prototypical example of that? Sure, a lot of Subaru's early characterization is the same sort of self-aware, genre-savvy, reference-spouting anti-swagger we've seen from a...
We're not saying anything because it's just a summary of the show.
He's doing that, and he's also just being a hypocrite. In a sense, he's recognized that he's being a hypocrite, and now he has to no, my show that I like is totally different, guys. It's totally different. Look, you gotta let it cook, all right? Yeah, it starts off the same as every other show, but you gotta let it cook. Let it cook.
Only the shows that I like, though.
I'm gonna executive producer. What do we got here? Let's try 1.5. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Billion other Kiritos before, but the key difference is that Subaru is savvy to the wrong genre, stuck in a much darker horror fantasy type thing where his nerd quips are painfully out of place, and so frequently are his organs and limbs. Far more important than just doing something different with its otaku protag, though, ReZero actually bothers to define who he is with more.
Yeah, I'm 2 times speed. Let's go.
More than that one word, and to explore what life was like for him back on Earth when he wasn't watching anime and playing video games. There's depth there, space for an actual character arc. Slop isekai heroes have character development. Your average Kirito will probably get a little more confident as his stats go up and maybe learn to be slightly more responsible and less lazy or whatever, but they never have character arcs because it's impossible to draw an arc if all you know is where it ends. You need a fixed starting point with a clearly defined trajectory, and by treating the Portal Fantasy as nothing but a cheat code that spawn a backstory-free audience insert for their regular boring gamelit thing that frankly didn't need to be an isekai in the first place, all of these anime and manga and light novels sacrifice their ability to create that point. Now, of course, there are other areas where these isekai can still excel. They can have a solid plot, an interesting and immersive setting, or some quality waifus. But, I mean, they immediately set themselves way back in the waifu department by making the main guy those waifus are going to interact with a pair of pants, which also affects the non-waifu characters if the anime decides to have those. And it kind of doesn't matter how fraught your world's political situation gets, how crazy the magic system is, or how deep the lore is, if the people living in it don't feel real. So that's a massive uphill battle, even for a really good writer. And let's be honest, there's not a lot of those working in this space. It's not impossible, though.
Yeah, because most of them are fucking teenagers!
Also, this is just the same... How many?
Yeah, he's just repeating them. He's doing the. We've gone past the halfway point, right? So when we're now at the mother's basement, just repeats the same point he already made again at nauseum. Right? He does this all the fucking time.
My best.
He does this. It's how many years? How many fucking years, Ali, have we been covering this guy's videos, and he's doing the same shit? He's doing it again. Just, I gotta pad out this 13-minute video to 20 minutes to get that sweet, sweet fucking YouTube algorithm, right? Gotta get that. It used to be turning a fucking 5-minute video into a 10-minute one. Now it's turning a fucking 10-minute one into a 20-minute one, right? Like, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. Keeps fucking doing it. Can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah, I'm just. Did he start from like minute 7, and we're now at minute 11? At my best guess.
We're at like you were close, minute 13:46.
So it's like 5 minutes of talking about. The more we know about how the character was, the better.
Yeah,
And that's kind of the whole thing. And he has not moved
a
on.
whole lot of time to say a whole lot of nothing, right? Ah, man. God, dude.
And I think it's funny, Naretsu, because usually 2 times speed, it gets hard to follow what is being said. It's kind of, that's why it's not really
Yeah,
recommend.
usually when we fast forward, it starts to get a bit wonk. Yeah.
But he talks so slow. 2 times speed is very doable.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that even on the one. Yeah, on the one. I was like, ah, shit. But anyway, let's keep going.
This season's The Waterman, very strong supporting cast who even get to save the day all by themselves while Protag's busy risen up the elf in the library. The Adventurers Guild that they're part of has a fleshed out bureaucracy behind it, and its operations are subject to the whims of other political forces within the kingdom, not to mention economic forces. There's a whole plot point where fetch quests start drying up because the market's glutted with monster parts. There are other kingdoms too that we have to worry about, plus a presumably evil empire with a really dumb name.
他の2つはデブヒ帝国とハンダルー諸国連合だ。デブヒ帝国に何か世の思い出でもあるのか。いえ、名前がかっこ悪い。
The world generally feels alive and like it keeps existing when
This is the
Protag
Water
isn't
Mage?
directly at it.
Yeah, this is the Water Mage show. Yeah.
I dropped it before the first episode even started, but
Yeah.
Which is a very... Ryo is easily the weakest link in his own story. He's not awful, to be clear. He's got some fun quirks like being irritated by dumb-sounding fantasy names, and even some well-defined personality traits that synergize with the rest of the cast. The show takes its time giving him chances to flex and get elf pussy too, which makes it all the more satisfying when he finally...
Man, he is fucking obsessed with that elf pussy. He's really fucking like...
he had one joke
about elves,
Retsu.
getting elf blowjobs, getting elf pussy. Man. Listen, Mother's Basement, your fucking wife's a cosplayer. Just slap some fucking elfies on her. If you're that desperate for the elf pussy, right? Just fucking, just ask her, right? It'll be fun, right? All right, there you go. Solve your problem. Like, get it out of your system, okay? Like, holy shit. God damn it, man. You got me saying this. You got me fucking saying this.
Stop gooning.
Yeah, stop gooning. Go whack one out to some elf pictures, man. Like, come on. Like, focus, my man.
He does, and while he is another crazy overpowered silent casting battle mage, at least there's a specific unifying theme to his silent casted magic that allows for some creative choreography and gives the show's action a unique identity. As pants go, Ryo is very well tailored with some fancy embellishments, but at the end of the day, he's still pants. We have no idea where he came from or why he is who he is. What did he go through on Earth to make him want to live alone in the middle of nowhere for years? Does he miss anyone back home? Do they miss him? Besides magic and sword fighting, what is he good at? What were his interests and hobbies? His personal goals? No matter how much time we spend with him, we never really learn anything more about him and what motivates him, which leaves this gaping hole in the story that only grows with each passing episode. And that hole doesn't need to be there because, like many modern isekai, the Water Magician doesn't need to be an isekai. The only thing that Ryo being from Earth really does for the story that couldn't be accomplished by just...
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe it is a kind of a question. Maybe some author blog goes into it, I guess. I don't know.
I've always, it's always, a bit of research goes a long way, right? Yeah.
But also, I mean, it might be handy to know what he was like for character, for outlook, and all that personality stuff and whatnot. But to say that it's a gaping hole that grows bigger every day, I mean, we know. I feel like that Mother's Basement man here kind of puts a lot of the knowledge that we have about Subaru from season 2 and beyond into the first scene that we have of Subaru in season 1. We kind of see him, we can see Subaru, kind of regretting and kind of, sighing and whatnot. And then get excited when he's in the new world, in the fantasy world. But to already place on that he's depressed and whatnot, and sighing about a life wasted, we don't know that at episode 1. We can't know that at episode 1. We can know it when we get to season 2 and we get Subaru's whole backstory about his big anxiety and his fear of not fitting in and his shock about not being liked anymore and how he and all that stuff. But that's you know, that's future knowledge.
Yeah.
So can we not give the same treatment to Waterboy here? About that Waterboy here is severely disconnected to his previous life, and that might get an explanation and a backstory later on. Are we to say it's a problem right now? Is it not going to be a huge reveal in season 5 or something, that he is almost psychopathically alone, disconnected back on Earth, and therefore it's not a thing for him at all? That would be a huge character reveal and a big moment, like whoa! But now it's and then all the episodes that was a problem, it's now suddenly is brilliant, of course. So that's don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Let it cook. Right? Let it cook.
Weird guy who grew up in the middle of nowhere is explain how he knows what water molecules are, which does make his magic more powerful, so that's kind of important. But also you could like come up with an ancient civilization or a million other ways to explain that to him. And if he were native to this world, then the necessary explanations for how he ended up living in no man's land, how he discovered and learned his distinct form of magic, and so on, would all create opportunities to expand and ground his character. Secrets of the Silent Witch, also from this season, is a prime example.
Oh, hey!
Yay, best girl.
Hey! It's our girl. Yeah!
Casting,
hell yeah!
Casually taking down barriers in 1 minute and saying, "Oh no, it took a whole minute," you know.
Yeah.
Of how much a fantasy story about an overpowered silent casting mage having the courage to not be an isekai. And it makes a great point of contrast because, like The Water Magician, it has an interesting, politically complex, lore-rich world and a huge cast of thoroughly entertaining characters. So we can see just how much making the protagonist an actual character adds to that. Monica Everett's OP incantation-free magic isn't just an isekai cheat power, it's rooted in her love of math, which is all that she has left from her dead father, and the crippling anxiety that makes her incapable of saying spells out loud, which is itself the result of being taken in by an abusive uncle at a young age. She also has an entire academic career.
Hey, that's spoilers, we don't know that.
Yeah, hey! I mean, it is implied in that episode. You know?
Yeah, but I didn't catch that it was family. It was just almost a random dude.
You need to read your subtitles, Ellie.
Oh,
you need to read your. You're not listening. You're not listening in your Japanese. You're not hearing your Japanese.
I should get on that Rosetta Stone, you say?
Because the guy clearly states, "Oh, why did I have to take in this fucking child from my brother?" Right? Specifically calls him a brother, right? So it's an uncle, right? So, like I had to take in this cursed child from my fucking retarded uncle who, you know.
Damn, I might have looked away or play the game.
Yeah, not paying attention. Not paying attention, Ellie.
Ooh, AnyTube sin.
Rip. But yeah, no, it is in that episode established it's an uncle. So yeah, but anywho.
Really respect her coworkers at her current government job who give her a hard time. A full life lived prior to the start of the story, which we slowly uncover through flashbacks and other emotional beats that would just be boring downtime in something like The Water Magician. But the effect isn't just additive, it's multiplicative, because that extra side of the story interacts with all the other sides. Monica's past adds context and weight to her present development, allowing moments like making her first friend, discovering a passion outside of magic, and speaking up for herself for the first time to hit harder because we understand how hard those things are for her. It also lets her relate to the other characters and what they're going through on more than a surface level, and vice versa. It just makes...
So, my thing here, right? My hot take, right? I don't think that if you made Silent Witch an isekai, it would necessarily harm the story, right? Because you could, in theory, create a similar narrative with the similar beats and have it be an isekai, right? Like, instead of her being born in the fantasy world and being into, like, you could have her being into math in real life, being abused by the uncle in real life. Maybe the parents died in a car crash or something, right? Or maybe there's some other tragic event that happens that causes the series of events. And then she gets abused to death by the uncle, right? And then gets reincarnated or something, right? Like, I feel like...
You could do it... bookworm style, where the
Ye-
memories
yeah.
are just implanted into a dead child. Spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, like I feel like it being an isekai or not, right? I feel like you could do the same story and it wouldn't really impact the quality, I guess, right? Is kind of the issue I have here. Because the point that Mother's Basement's trying to kind of make is like Water Magician is being hurt by the fact it's an isekai, whereas Silent Witch is being is better because it's not an isekai, right? That's kind of the point he's trying to make. And while I can kind of see where he's coming from, I personally think that again, if you and this is kind of a pain because it's like hindsight, right? Like in hindsight, you knowing the plot of Witch, right? You could twist that narrative into being an isekai and it would function basically the same, right? But again,
you would kind of make her a kind of a Rudy character, where being in this new
and it
world would cure her from her past traumas and whatnot.
And I don't think, like, my point is, I don't think it would necessarily harm or help the narrative, right? It wouldn't have an effect on it, is kind of what I'm getting.
Isekai is a setting more than a genre, of course.
Yeah, that's the problem that Mother's Basement's having here, is he's looking at it from this idea of like subtracting an addition, right? Whereas I wouldn't view it like that. I would view it as, okay, this is the setting, what's happening in the setting, right? And does like, and I mean, I'm sure there are cases where like something would have been helped if it wasn't an isekai, right? Like, or was an isekai, right? I'm sure that there are situations like that. But when it comes to like specifically talking about Silent Witch, yeah, I don't think that it would necessarily hinder. Like the Silent Witch isn't good because it's a fantasy show. It's good because it's well fucking written.
Yeah.
Right? It's good because Monica as a character is interesting. And that there is interesting like world building elements with all the different countries and nobles and this faction wants this person to be the new heir and not the other person. They don't want the Duke's puppet to become the heir. There's assassination plots going on.
But revealing that there was an assassination thing would look bad on the party that for whom the assassination was done, and therefore
you're going to get exiled instead of executed.
Yeah.
Right? There's there's corrupt teachers doing forbidden magic to steal money, right? There's all this kind of stuff going on in Witch, right? And again, none of that would be, I feel, necessarily affected by Monica came from a different world or something, right? Or whatever. Like I don't think it would really affect it that much, right? Because the quality of Witch stands on its own, right? Outside of its setting. So I'm kind of that's where I'm at on this. I feel like he's kind of not. I get the point he's trying to make. I just don't agree with it. So
makes everything about the show better, and it does it without sacrificing the wish fulfillment of going to a fancy fantasy high school that isn't a magic school but does have magic electives, having a bunch of hot rich guys fall for her, and kicking ass with crazy OP spells. It's an escapist fantasy through and through, but not a mindless one.
Cookies are being weird.
Insightful.
I don't know if I'd say it's an escapist fantasy either. Like that's. I mean, again, nothing wrong with this. As we know, we are pro escapist fantasy on this show, right? Also, wow, our avatars Fugi's broke.
Yeah, for some reason. I'm looking into it.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. Wouldn't be a critical critique show if we didn't have something break. No. Oh no. It's a good thing we just used the same avatars on Discord.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think that. I don't know if I would I mean, if you're gonna say everything is an escapist fantasy, then yeah, I guess fucking Silent Witch is an escapist fantasy, right? But again, like you could apply that to literally. Oh man! Oh shit! Rip!
I see internal server error on the website of the Fugis. So,
oh no! Please visit Reaction Fugi Tech to update your OBS. Rip! Oh no! I've been replaced with
Yeah.
exclamation point. Oh no, I'm exclamation point. No. It was me all along.
Is there ever a worse fate?
I was the communist all along. Oh man, but anyway, all right. I'll just keep rambling and then I'll play the video while you try and fix shit in the background.
Well,
I feel like yeah, you could say Silent Witch is a fantasy, right?
Oh.
You're pricked. you could say Silent Witch is an escapist fantasy, but again, I don't really view it like that. I guess, yeah. Oh wow, whoa! Now you're the explanation.
Nah, I'm just doing thing. I think just the
Alright,
custom ones don't work for right now.
Alright, well, I'm gonna play the video and we'll see what happens.
Rich in character, valuable things to say about anxiety, what it's like to live with it, and how we can overcome it. It doesn't just whisk you away from your miserable reality for 20 minutes a week. It gives you something to think on when you get back. Ways to understand and address the problems that make its heroine so relatable in the first place. That sort of mindful escapism also characterizes my favorite non-anime isekai, which Quest for the Best listeners will be very familiar with, Dungeon Crawler Carl, a series of English-language heavy novels that I can best describe as Sword Art Online meets The Running Man meets Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in which the survivors of an alien fish Nazi invasion must clear 18 increasingly deadly levels of World Dungeon on the universe's hottest reality TV show to win our planet back. With meth head goblins, cockfighting kobolds, pyramid scheme and hive minds, and some really fucking...
Is this an advertisement for his bro's fucking like lit novel?
I don't know. It is very
is
lit.
That what's
it's
happening?
Very lit novel though.
Yeah, like
RPG.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna shit on like this feels like a very thing Japan.
Thing America.
Feels like a very thing Japan right now that he's doing.
Scary clown standing in the web, psychotic AI with a foot fetish acting as dungeon master. That will be a whole lot easier said than done, even with the power of magic that the dungeon somehow makes real. But lucky for Carl, he has the survival skills he learned in the Coast Guard, a beautifully supple pair of feet, and his ex-girlfriend's prize-winning Persian show cat, Princess Donut, who, due to various circumstances, can talk now and shoot magic missiles from her eyes. Plus, she's much more media savvy than Carl, which really helps in a dungeon where stream stats matter just as much as character stats. If all this sounds silly, that's only because it absolutely is. Dungeon Crawler Carl is easily the most fun I have ever had in a story with this many stat screens, but that never stops it from getting deadly serious when it needs to, or from treating everyone we meet in this...
no, sorry. Oh. He said, I caught him saying from a novel with this many stat screens. So that means there's stat screens in the...
Again, this feels like, his bro made a light novel or what?
His first lit RPG book. He really should.
And it's super. Listen, you don't understand, Ellie. It's super based and super cool. And you should, like, it's not like those Japanese 16-year-old ones, right? It's so bad. It's actually really funny because I can do the same thing now because our boy Bio Gundam, who, if people remember, he's the guy that I did the Manifesto podcast on his channel with, he has been writing his own lit RPG. He's been doing not RPG, but his own fantasy lit thingy-madig, right? And I think he mentioned to me he's actually finished. He actually finished the first book of that. I think he's at like, how many chapters is he at now? Because I think he's at like epilogue of volume 3 or some shit. He's been writing. Our boy has been making things. So there you go. Instead of looking at Mother's Basements, shilling for his bro, I can shill for my bro. Hey. There you go. Look at that. Hey, I can shill for Bio Gundam's thing. Go give it a read. Let him know in the comments or whatever. I don't know how lit anime lit works. Go give him a read. Go give him some fucking, there you go. Give him some love. Give our boy some love.
Also, the Foogies work a little bit more than they do.
A little bit better. We don't have the custom ones back, but we got some Foogies. We have some Foogies. So that's good.
Yeah.
But anywho, this just feels like he's shilling for his bro. And look, again, like, I'm not gonna say you can't shill for your bro. I'm not gonna stand here and be like, that's bad or whatever. I do think it is kind of weird to be, shitting on the same kind of thing.
Amateur 15-year-olds
amateur Japanese 15-year-olds, right, making their power fantasy, are fucking web novels, and then be like, oh yeah, my bro is making his own thing. Oh, it's so cool. Even though it sounds like it's just doing the same thing as it's just wacky, haha, thing English. But anyway, let's keep going.
Zany hellhole from
We got like 5 minutes left, so we're almost there.
crawlers to alien talk show hosts to fish La Resistance members as with history, baggage, deeply personal motivations, and nuanced opinions on Gossip Girl. Despite the conceptual similarities to SAO, this is no massively single-player lit RPG, though, of course, Carl and Donut are the best characters of the bunch. Carl's past, in particular, is something the series really takes its time unpacking and exploring. He doesn't even fully confront it until 6 books in, but its weight can be felt through his every word and
6
action,
books. That's
especially when
like
he doesn't want to talk.
season 5, my man. Are you going to give the same stuff, same leeway to Waterboy?
Yeah.
Talk about it. A conceit that allows Carl to present the more relatably nerdy personality up front and suck that escapist fiction audience in before they realize just how little he actually is like them for real. It also allows the book to jump right into the action and start having fun with it, then slowly layer on its more profound themes of found family, how trauma transforms us immediately and over time, how oppressive systems use trauma to beat us into compliance and turn us against each other to keep us from fighting back, and what you, yes you, can do about it if you're ever in the same room as the people responsible. Shit gets so much darker than you would ever expect.
What's this AI garbage cover?
I am a alpha from the Americas, and this is my isekai book. Class, please be kind. Yeah. And look, okay, look. I'm not gonna, again, I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna sit here and like shit on my man, whatever. But to hammer it home, I think it's very disingenuous to shit on the Japanese, right, for their version of this, and then be switched straight into, no, but listen, my bros thing is totally fucking cool and rad, and you can't. Yeah, it's wacky, right? Yeah,
Even if
I
it
feel like
is cool and wacky, and he was engaged for the whole 6 novels. It's a bit of, don't put it in right after you say that other stuff is bad. It kind of makes it.
Yeah, it feels really fucking dismissive and weird for me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this.
Expect from the intro, and page 2 of that.
And he's spending a lot of fucking time on this too. He didn't just like do like a quick, oh yeah, my bro's writing a thing, you should go check it out, right? Like I did with Bio, right? Like I'm like, yeah, my bro wrote a thing, you should go give it a look, right? It's pretty cool, right? He's like spent like what, fucking 2-3 minutes on this. Like he's spending a lot of time talking about this fucking book or whatever and how cool it is, right? It feels weird.
Old lady being decapitated. Yet, at the heart of all that darkness burns of hope that shines all the brighter for it. And more than rich lore, strong characters, and wonderful humor, that is what really makes Dungeon Crawler
book 7
or listening to. The audiobook is actually peak. It's also, I think, the biggest thing that modern isekai is missing, and the real root of the problem. I don't know if you've noticed, but they don't really make isekai about people trying to get home anymore. The most recent ones I can think of are Ari Ferretta, Sunny Boy, and Dad's Been Reincarnated, which is like 3 of the last 200 or so. It used to be the entire...
yeah, there's been like 200 isekai in the last 2 years. There's been like 1 million of them, Ellie. There's been 1 million of them.
No. Also,
didn't you watch all 200 isekais?
I watched a fair bit, and I know of a lot more. But if he is going back to the 1990s isekai, that's not. He's talking about Noro. Let's and I haven't said it forever, but we know. The people at home, he's not talking about isekai, he's talking about Naro. And, Naro is all about that power fantasy, all about that growth, line up, number bigger, level stronger. Going back home doesn't really fit in that progression as that progression.
Maybe 200 in the last 10 years. Yeah. The last 10 years, like fuck, dude.
But
man, all right.
Yes, if you're going back to to stories that happen when the character is one way or another went to another world, yes, those stories will more than likely involve people wanting to go back. But Naro, that's another genre. that's really a different genre, not always. But isekai, that's more than just Noro. But you know, in this video, it's Noro is isekai. Isekai is Noro. Also, I'm back and you're not with my special
Yeah.
Fugi's
Oh no. Oh no.
server.
Well,
Fugi
anyway.
server is being weird.
All right, but anyway.
Entire genre. Escaflowne, Rayearth, Abenobashi, Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, Digimon. No matter how otaku-centric the anime was, no matter how fun the other world seemed, going back was always at least a question. Sometimes the hero would be tempted to stay, and sometimes they'd give in to that temptation, or just...
It's almost like things change over time.
Almost like this is a different
God,
genre.
Alec, I wonder what changed from like 1996 to now that would make people not want to go home. I wonder how the real world has evolved since 1996 when like Digimon came out. And maybe that could be why authors are not as interested in wanting to go back to reality. I wonder if material conditions affect the way that people write, and the environment that they are in could have certain influences. Ali, what a strange concept, right?
Maybe we should try. Maybe so there is a disaster that we could understand.
Yeah. Maybe there's like an ongoing trend of things that have happened that could have something to do with this.
Maybe there is a YouTube playlist of how to understand that disaster. That talks about how the changing times influence blah blah blah. It's pause and select our good friend Joe video series.
Maybe just maybe there something we're again and this is why I hate Mother's Basement. I hate this framing. Have you seen that meme where it's like the history of anime and it's like you have like, oh, Evangelion came out and then like nothing comes out until like new revolutionary show that completely changes anime. Like anime was just nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing happened between like Evangelion or whatever to now. It's almost like the same with video games, where they're like, "Oh wow, the big video game changed the genre of video games," and they just pretend that like the last like fucking few decades of history just didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. You reminded me of something that I wanted to say, but it's unrelated, kind of. But I'm going to say it anyway. Naretsu, remember the days. You don't have to even remember the days. Naretsu, China video games taking over worlds.
Oh yeah.
And then Naretsu, Uma Musume comes to the west, and suddenly China gone, eliminated.
Suddenly everyone won't shut the fuck up about horse pussy.
About Japanese horses. Suddenly Japanese horses are the biggest thing ever. Then of course, a Chinese game, Wukong, whatever, Silksong crashed Steam.
Yeah.
The thousands of Chinese couldn't do it.
No games came out between now and Silksong.
Yeah.
Never happened. No video games came out in between now and Silksong, right? That's what this feels like to me. Like nothing came out. But anyways,
find out there was no way back. But there were always people back home that they'd miss, goals they'd leave unfulfilled, things they'd be giving up, consequences for the choice. Nowadays, there's this persistent feeling across the entire genre that nothing on Earth is worth going back to. Of course, some of that shift comes.
Fuck! I want. Oh, hang on, wait. Well, is he gonna address it?
Down to an increased use of the reincarnation angle. Mine Bookworm already died, for instance, so it'd be.
Well, no, you dumb fuck. Listen. You should know. He literally made a fucking joke about like late stage capitalism. The world is shit. Fuck. The world is fuck. Whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he literally made that joke like 10 minutes ago, and now it's like it just left his brain, right? Like the idea that maybe people don't want to go back to reality because people in general don't think that reality is worth going back to, right? Like, holy shit. Just I wish he would just think for like 5 seconds. Just fucking think, please.
For all his big
Please.
media, it's not even.
Yeah, big media literacy, man.
Nah,
Here,
I was going
like,
to say that, but he never really does it. He's not.
He never really does it.
He never.
But anyway, all right, we're almost done. We're almost there. We're just gonna power through the last bit.
Weird if you went back to Earth to read some books and see your mom again, no matter how bad she wants that. And her story is still full of hope. It's about making the most of what you have instead of pining for what you've lost. But that's the exception that proves the rule. Most modern isekai, reincarnation types included, exist solely to comfort and console their audience over how much shit generally sucks, while offering no solution beyond wouldn't.
Well, okay, yeah. So he does get it, right? But now he's just gonna be like, well, it's not offering any solution. Well, that's not the point. What solution? What's the solution? Is the communist revolution the solution, Mother's Basement? Like, what is your fucking solution to the problem? You know, is it to vote in people that are just gonna make everything fucking worse, like Biden did? Is that your fucking solution? Right? Is that
or other
is
people
that, is that
just
gonna
making
be
it even worse?
Yeah. What is the actual solution? Right? Because look, if he wanted to be based, right, and say, yeah, no, violent revolution now, right? Like if he wanted to be, if he would no, like straight up, like don't be a fucking pussy about it, right? Like just be straight up. Yeah, no, the solution is we should completely overthrow the system and do some feed posting on the main, right? Like that, right? Like if he was based and actually just flat out said that's what he wants, then I would have less of a problem. But of course, he's not going to fucking do that because that's going to like break TOS for supporting terrorism or some shit, and he can't risk his channel because he is just as much a fucking slave to the system as anyone else is, right?
Can't upset the sponsors.
Yeah, he can't up. What was it? Fucking rock shit, whatever the fuck that translation fucking Loon Japanese thing was, fucking something or another. You can't
Rosetta
fucking
Stone.
like Shutterstone or whatever.
Rosetta
Can't
Stone.
fucking whatever. Can't fucking upset the sponsors by like being what is the solution, Mother's Base? What is the final solution? Right? What is your final solution? If you're gonna criticize these authors, these 16-year-old authors for not having a fucking solution to society, bottom text, right? What are you fucking coming up with, right? God, I hate him so much.
It'd be neat to go somewhere that does. Sure, the bullies at school are relentlessly cruel and your boss values you slightly less than his paper shredder, but hey, look on the bright side. You might get hit by a truck today. It's fucking bleak if you think about it for even a second, but of course, not thinking about it is the whole point. These shows are designed to make you comfortably numb, so that situation you can't really escape from is at least a little easier to accept. And clearly, there is a huge market for that. But in capitalizing on it, isekai creators sell themselves, their audience, and their art short. Isekai can be about deep personal journeys, worlds shaken to their core by tenacious heroes with bold new ideas, and universal human truths that transcend our present time and space. Instead, we're just drowning in so much elf pussy, it doesn't even feel like anything.
He's so obsessed with the elf pussy, man. Holy shit.
Anymore. I'm Jeff Thu, professional escapism artist, and for my next trick, I'm gonna sit on stage reading a book for 20 hours.
Alright,
we're done.
A good old painful Mother's Basement. We're so back.
Yeah, we're so back. We're refreshed. We're good to go.
Some pain and suffering and agonizing.
The problem with Power. Look, he even made this video again, but for Power Fantasy.
No, didn't we watch that one?
Didn't we watch that one? Yeah, I don't even...
There were like 5 thumbnails, different thumbnails and title changes.
Oh my god, I don't even remember. Yeah, no, I think he's what else can we really say about this video? It's very much a
classic
Mother's Basement classic. Oh, I'm gonna repeat the same point 5 times to pad out the video. Oh, look, the Fugies are back. Look, they fixed themselves.
Hey, just in time.
Just in time. So yeah, no, this is very much classic Mother's Basement, and I've pretty much said everything I need to say about it. I think like I really wish he would drop the act and kind of like try to be a little bit more informative on things, but you know, I guess that's expecting too much from anime YouTubers.
I see here a name edited by Trey Allen. I'm not impressed, Mr. Trey Allen. Oh, we crashed again, our Fugies.
Yeah, his like what $20 an hour slave work
I'm not
that he hired.
I'm not very impressed by the editing. It was kind of bland.
Yeah, does he even pay his editor? Who knows?
Who knows? I don't care to find out. But yeah,
God. But anyway,
general actual thoughts about the video. It's hard because again, half of it is no, like a third of it is, look, read my this dude's books. They're cool. I
yeah,
swear. Another third is, the more we know about the character, the better. Actually, and another is, but then is just summarizing story beats from ReZero and whatnot, and Silent Witch and other menial stuff. So it's just it's very bland. I don't have much, very much
well, it's
big
like I said,
thoughts
like
to
I've
say
kind of,
about it.
yeah, it's like I said, I've kind of said everything I need to say during the course. Like I don't really have any real final thoughts outside of yeah.
I mean, I guess everything I kind of wanted to say, I said. I feel like I kind of said in a moment. Like Naretsu, it's fine if people make videos about how they feel about the show.
Stop bullying the people.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's bully some anime.
Sure, let's bully the inanimate and the conceptual.
Yeah, we can talk about the animus now that it's
We're getting close to the end of the season.
Yeah, we're already there. Yeah, it feels weird because of
somebody that left for like a whole month.
Somebody disappeared for like a month. Yeah, and so now we're almost at the end of the season already.
Hey.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the seasonal review. We're gonna be doing the seasonal review before you know it. So anyway, what's our first slide? What do we got?
Random. So I always forget what's behind these buttons. So let's be behind button.
One click a button. What do we got? I'm waiting to see when it pops up on the stream.
There we go.
Is it coming? Hang on, I got.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so Milky Subway, yeah, it's going pretty good. I've been enjoying the Milky Subway. The Milky Subway's all right. It's pretty. Like I said, it's a fun little short show, so there's not too much you can really say about it. It's mostly about like the characters and the character interactions. It's for like a little YouTube show thing. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. I like it. It's good. I'll let you talk about Dress Up Darling you
have to remind me. Dress Up Darling. Did I talk about some tension between the characters?
I believe you did last week. In between you dying, yeah, I think you did.
So if not, my excuse is that I was dying. So if this is a repeat, too bad. It's a repeat. Because I didn't watch this episode that came out a couple hours before the stream because I was playing the song. Silk Song. So Marin is calling Juju to do her group cosplay. Meanwhile, Akira, who has some kind of issue with Marin, is still at the same after party that they're all at, and they're getting more members for the group cosplay. Marin is already into the silent dismay of Akira. Juju is in from the previous season. She character. She is in also reluctantly, and it's kind of clear that it's kind of getting a little bit into the group dynamics because up till this point, the cosplay of Marin was always solo. Marin wants to dress up like character. Jojo makes outfits. Marin is dressed up as character. Marin is happy. Gojo is happy because Marin is happy, etc., etc. All fine and dandy. Now we're getting to a group cosplay, and we have this character is cool with it. These characters are yay, let's do it. This one is super doesn't want to be near other character, but is forced by decorum to be around anyway. Another character doesn't want to be here for another reason we don't know yet. So we're getting into real group dynamics, into interpersonal relationships, and dealing with, keeping a group together, I guess. And And also, Gojo is going to sleep over at Marin's, and it's all out of a genuine concern because the trains aren't going, and Gojo would kind of just be out on the streets if he wasn't going to stay at her place. Gojo is nervous. Marin is going more like is more in the mood of, well, we don't have a choice. You go sleep on my father's bed. It's all fine. Gojo is like, oh, I'm sleeping over at the girl's house. Then Gojo has a brilliant idea to go, what if I just don't sleep? Then I'm not sleeping over. Brilliant. So Gojo is picking up some stuff, an energy drink. Unfortunately, Naretsu, Gojo is picking up an energy drink right outside of the 18 plus flap doorway.
And the they're hardcore energy drinks.
They're hardcore energy drinks, Magnum, all night up.
Magnum. It's like those fucking rhino penis pills from Las Vegas.
So they are right outside. They are not inside the 18 plus section. They are right outside it. And Gojo is basically sitting in front of them. So when Marin sees Gojo standing right in front of the Magnum Dong drinks.
Magnum Dong rhino penis pills, yeah.
And suddenly Marin is going, oh, why are you all in front of those?
Because I don't plan to sleep, because I've seen the clip. Because I don't plan to sleep tonight. And she's like, fuck. It's like, because there was that, someone made like a hentai animation, or like a fucking porn animation.
Edit, yeah, whatever.
Like, I feel like the sequel's gonna be this. It's gonna be like the sequel's gonna be this. It's gonna be Gojo takes fucking rhino erection pills all night long, fucking long lasting. And yeah, it's gonna be fucking great.
So that, I believe I already said this last time, but who cares? I wasn't alive at the moment, so that's Dress Up Darling. Good stuff. I'm looking forward.
It's good. It's a good show. It's a good show. Yeah.
Looking forward to today's episode.
So Nakatashi, however you say it. Big emotions going on in the lewd show. Lot of big emotions going on, because you have so our boy, he infiltrates the FS, right? And he's coming to learn, all of these they're presented as the big bad, right? The enemy, right? But like the big sluts, right? But they're all like in it for the money for various reasons. Like one of them is like, oh, my family is in debt, and I'm taking the job to do, without this lewd law, my family will be fucked. Oh no, my I have to support my two siblings, younger siblings. If I don't support them, oh no, we're gonna be husbando. Why are we homeless?
Right. 5-0. Go have a nice dinner.
Yeah, later, man. Have a good one. And basically, like, essentially what happens is our man here, he has a conflict. He has a big conflict of, we want to destroy the lewd law, but all of these, they're all so nice, right? They're actually good people,
and they are dependent on this lewd law. And
what are we gonna do? And so he has a moment of weakness, and they don't go through with the plan to get, because the whole plan is they have to get this kimono wearing girl off the island for some reason. Doing this will somehow stop the lewd law from happening, or whatever, or the lewd law from getting passed nationwide, right? And so he has a moment of weakness, and he calls off the mission, and then, oh no, big he gets told off by the sponsor. Sponsor's like, oh no, if you fuck up again, we're gonna remove your funding, right? Don't disappoint us. You get her off the fucking island. We'll work on another time for you to do it, but you gotta hurry up. Gotta hurry up, right?
The dilemmas of a revolutionary.
So yeah, there's been some big emotions going on. There's been some big big conflicts. He ends up leaving the FS, right? Because he's like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. I have to focus on the revolutionary stuff, right? And then it kind of progresses. We find out that our ultimate bitch girl is actually the girl that he like met when he was a kid.
That
she's
classic childhood friend classic.
yeah, she's dyed her hair. She's and he like kind of like because she was against the lewd law even as a kid, but then he like kind of forces himself on here because like it's presented as like the logic is she's getting bullied because she's against the lewd law and he's getting bullied because he has a magnum dong, right? And that kind of they form a friendship around that, but he's like in his mind he's like, I have to protect her, so I'll have sex with her, right? As a kid, right? He's like, if I have sex with her, then that will mean that she won't be getting bullied because of the lewd law or whatever, right? So in his mind it makes sense, but like then he kind of she freaks out over it and he comes to his senses, and then she leaves the island, right, to go abroad and then comes back, right? And then once that reveal happens and he has like the biggest fucking erection you've in your life from this revelation, oh no, they found him because they use goggles to see, oh look, his dick matches the description. It's the same dick. The database of dicks, because they scanned the chick that he fucked in one of the other episodes. So she sacrifices herself so he can get away, and now the conflict is going to be, she's facing the guillotine now, because they think that she's the leader of the group when it's actually him, and we're gearing up for the big,
not an actual head chopped off, but more.
No, she's going to get dropped on a dick. Yeah, she's going to get guillotined. So yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty, it's good. Story's good. Like I said, big feels, big good stuff. And like I said, I'm glad that nipples have shown up. It's not all censored, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it was good. It was a funny thing where they had to go through a nude beach, and they had to like get naked and like run through the nude beach. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah,
I'm surprised there are not all. Isn't there a clothed beach instead of that nude is the default?
Well, no, because they needed to go through the nude beach to get to where they needed to go. So it was kind of one of those things. But like, no, it's I've been enjoying it. I reckon it's fun. It's a fun little show. Kaiju 8 is basically all that's happened is we're introduced to the young guy, the young fella with big potential. He has gotten his kaiju suit, and it's like ice powers. So he has big ice powers, and he's trying to learn how to control the big ice powers, but he gets a bit carried away, and his friend has to like snap him out of it, and they have to, big, oh, don't push yourself over your limits. You need to not be a dumb fuck, right? Type stuff. It's pretty good. I was mentioning the whole like disappointment I had with like, oh, we're losing the whole talent versus experience thing, right? It kind of comes back in this episode because the friend character, the shark tooth guy, who's the friend of the young fella. Oh man, the Foogies are really glitching out. Holy shit!
Yeah, they've been turning off and on and reloading.
Turning off and on. Yeah. So basically, he's having a bit of a crisis because he was stronger technically than the young guy, right? Like, kind of. They're about the same age, but like he was technically the stronger of the two. But he's sort of plateaued in his growth, whereas the young fella guy has, he's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger. He has more potential, and that potential is what's allowing him to be able to wield the kaiju suit that typically kills people, right, when they use it, right? So now he's gotten this big power up, and he's surpassed his senior in a sense, right? Because even though they're the same age, like the other guy is technically a senior. So now there's that sort of talent versus experience sort of, maybe not experience, but oh man, bye Foogies, welcome back.
They're back. Yeah.
There's kind of this there's this he's having a bit of a crisis because he's like, oh no, I'm losing out. I'm supposed to be the one protecting him, not the other way around, you know. And then that does get kind of resolved in the episode because again he kind of steps up and is like, you know, I will still protect you even though I'm technically weaker. I will keep you in line, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I'm interested to see where they go with this idea. And the storyline. So yeah, it's all right.
All
Next
right.
slide.
Yeah.
What do we got?
This slide.
This one, once it slows up on my screen. Okay, we got the big cities.
Let me talk about.
I'm gonna get drink first, actually. So I'll be right back.
Let me tell you some bad news. Maybe I haven't kept up with Witch Watch ever since I kind of let it slip during Japan. So I might just not watch it anymore. Maybe I'll find the time to watch Witch Watch again, but for now...
Witch Watch is getting Witch destroyed.
Yeah.
No.
I just have not watched it since I started going to Japan, and I've been by now is 6 episodes behind or something.
Unless you're gonna have to catch up.
Yeah, but for at least for our discussion purposes, it's not really relevant anymore. I could almost say the same about City, but Naruto City has just fantastic animation.
Yeah, I've seen clips. I saw because they did the whole race thing. They're doing a running race.
Mm-hmm. People
were talking about that on Twitter.
Also,
quite a bit.
But besides that, it's just very well animated. They're just layering on all these connections between people. This guy is the brother of this guy who is used to do this and now does this, is now talking to this character because this character does this character and this and this and that for these and these connections and this and that. And it all makes you feel like there is a huge group of people that know each other through and are connected by other people in this and that way. So so when one character said, "Oh, I did this race for this character because this character's friend is going away. Luckily, my sister, I didn't expect this robot to be a thing, but luckily my sister can hack stuff and dealt with that machine. And that's, so she can hack the machines of this guy over here." So there's another connection suddenly being made. And besides that, she said the long sentence of, "I did this race to help my my sister's friend or something." That's already 3 people's removed. That's a long. Hey, we're back again for a second, maybe. And I'm not going to say, Naretsu, that the city is a character, because that's a kind of besides that's a cliche thing to say. I don't really feel that the city in City has much of a personality, a character, in the same way that the world of Morrowind, Elder Scrolls, has character. That's this, even the cyberpunk city has a character. The city is called City, very clear. This city, I don't feel that has a character, but what is special about it is that you really can feel that all these people are living together. They exist at the same time. And that's a fun thing to have happen. It's not that they disappear until when the story needs them, they reappear again. There's always
something. There's always something going on.
They always are. They're talking to somebody else who is then going to show up in the story, and therefore they are still coming up in this way. But they all exist at the same time for the entire length of the story. And you know, there are plenty you can think of plenty of stories where a character disappears and suddenly reappears, and oh yeah, I'm back now. What did I do? Not important. In this story, it feels differently. All right, that's enough about City. It's a fun, not slice of life, but
all right. Well, I guess I'll do the panty and stockings.
Yeah, because I also fell off of that show.
Yeah, well, panty and stockings, all right. I think the sad thing is the only thing that's been in the like people are again. I mean, I had my rant about cleavatress, right, and how no one talks about substance of things. Panty and Stocking is having a similar situation right now because there was one of the skits in this episode was about Nisox's birthday. And like it's kind of all about how she always has her birthday with her sister, and because they're kind of they're all always together and whatnot. But oh no, the big sister's not there, and so Panty kind of takes on the role of being the sister. And they go to a high school prom or whatever, and then the ghost shows up, and it's typical kind of Panty and Stocking gag, right? But the only thing people are talking about is they have a joke in it where it's revealed that her age is 666. She's turned 666, right? And they're like, Stocking is like, damn, she's a hag, old bitch. But then it's clarified. Well, no, actually, that's like 16 in human years.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
And oh my fucking god. The fucking Twitter people, Ellie, I swear to Christ, they're like, you mean I've been gooning to this character and she's a minor? No, they put number next to the character and now I can't goon to them anymore. Oh no, Ellie, I'm a pedo. Oh
sure
no,
you are.
Oh my god, it's so fucked. It's so, like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened, man? Like, it used to be, we used to joke around about characters like Yoko, right? From, like, Gurren Lagann. We used to be like, oh yeah, she's like 14. It's like a joke. Because she looks like a fucking, like,
20.
developed woman. She looks like a developed woman, right?
20 at least.
Yeah, it's just like she's fucking like got a number next to her name on the wiki, right? And it's just it was funny to trick people with that, right? Now it's like people take that shit way too seriously, right? They're like, oh no, now they're sexualizing the minors, right? In the Panty and Stocking, the show where like Panty is like has a fucking like auto sex masturbation bed that. One in the same episode because the boys like break into the house to try and find the weaknesses, and like one of them like goes into Pandy's room and gets like captured by the fucking masturbate bed and is like about to get his ass ripped open by the sex bed. And, yeah, it's like you're watching that show, right?
Yeah,
and it's like, oh no, the character is literally like 16 legal in most countries preface, right? Remember this, right? And most age of consents in most places is fucking 16,
including
right?
Japan.
Come on. Including Japan. So what fucking stop being fucking dumb. Yeah, like I wish there was like because this is the thing with Panty and Stocking, right? A lot of it is like there is substance to it, but again, a lot of it's about the humor, and I don't want to explain the jokes, right? Like, because that's boring shit.
I have to say that the episode when they introduced polyesterine and polyurethrine was a very good episode. Was a very good episode. It also really helped. Fun, it was the whole episode.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Like so like the main thing I can talk about with Panty and Stocking each week is usually just like, yeah, no, it's still funny. It's pretty fine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed like this particular gag, you know. But this week it's like, no, the only thing anyone's talking about is because oh no, I can't ethically goon to this character anymore. This character that I've been gooning to for what? When did the first panty and stocking come out? And like fucking, what year was it? I'll have a
Wasn't
look.
it like
I'll have a look. When was
15
it? It was
years?
2010. It was like 15 years ago. It was fucking 15
No, the red
years
so it
ago.
only has been 5 minutes, you see.
Yeah, it's only been 5 minutes, yeah. But it's like 15 years ago, right? You people have been like, and it's so funny. I've been seeing people call out these zoomies on Twitter and being like, you were literally in diapers when this show came out. Like, because you have these like 16, 15-year-olds, right? Going off about, oh no, why are they sexualizing the underage character? And it's like, kid, you were literally non-cognitive when the show came out. Shut the fuck up. Oh man, but no, it's I hate that that's like the only thing I really can talk about with panty and stocking right now is just this dumb Twitter drama
Jokes
around
funny. So
character just jokes funny. Yeah, let's talk about some more serious shows.
Yeah,
what do we want to do? We want to do.
So you've Crash No Ta, Call of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
So in the previous episode, detective woman, she's older. She's a hag.
She's a hag.
She's been antagonizing the vampires, shooting them in the heads, even though it doesn't kill them. And at the end of the episode, Nazuna and detective meet up, face off. And detective says, I'm going to kill Ko, the boy that Nazuna is hanging out with, or he is hanging out with Nazuna. And Nazuna says, alright, if you're going to do that, I have to kill you. And then they do a bit fight, and at first detective is very handily deflecting and fending off Nazuna, even though Nazuna is a supernatural strength vampire. But at the point when she starts throwing metal bars ripped out of fences, it gets a little bit more dicey for our detective, because despite that she can, kung fu redirect just somebody running straight at her, she can't really kung fu deflect metal bars thrown at her face. So even though it's getting dicey, it's eventually revealed in Retsu that she has a big plot, a big plan, because her plan is to kill all vampires. But vampires can only be killed in two ways that we know of. One is a personal item from the time that they were human that matters to them, weakens them, reminds them of their previous life, and in that moment they are reminded of their previous life, they are vulnerable and can be killed, or kind of just die in the sunlight. Otherwise, it just really, really hurts. The other way they die is when they don't eat for 10 years, just starvation. However, Naretsu, not all vampires have their items still, because in the previous episodes there was a whole effort to, in our group of vampires, to get rid of all their personal items so they couldn't be killed by them. All right, so they're now immortal, immune to this thing, and they are happily biting people, so they also won't starve. How do you deal with them, Naretsu? Well, Naretsu, her crazy plan, her impossible plan, is to have nobody go out at night. Well, how do you do that, Naretsu? Also, she's going to reveal the existence of vampires.
Oh.
And she's going to do that by having a vampire kill her. And then set off a kind of a dead man's trap, a dead man's trigger that reveals the existence of vampires. And to spoil the show, Naretsu, it gets spoiled. She doesn't die. Also, she acknowledges that this plan is impossible anyway. Naretsu, how can you convince people to not go out at night for 10 years?
Yeah.
Even if vampires are a thing.
Gonna be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Gonna be pretty
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is her just her whole life. As you know, her dad was a vampire. He killed her mother, and then attempted to kill her. Everybody that she knew is dead, and she spent her whole life killing vampires, a useless and pointless endeavor because there are too many and she can't kill them all. So this was kind of a I'm going to kill myself, but I'm going to kill myself and hopefully do something with it. Even though it won't work, kind of a political suicide almost. Just, set yourself on fire for the political message. But the end of the episode is didn't work. She's still alive. So there's like at least one episode. I'm very sure there's like at least one more episode. So what are they going? So what are they?
What are they gonna do?
What
are they gonna do?
Well, I think
what are they gonna do?
I think I know what they're going to do. We still have this issue of this one vampire who's just turning people into vampires without them realizing that they are being turned into vampires, and having a whole lot of issues of why am I suddenly having this thirst for blood? I don't understand. I'm going to there's a blood person. Oh, my wife. My wife is on the floor and she's drained of all blood.
No.
That's strange, but I suddenly feel so full. What had just happened? That kind of vampire issue.
Yeah.
So we still have the vampire that does this, and we got our friend of Ko that is actively being seduced by this vampire, and then of course afterwards turned. So and I kind of suspect that this vampire that I'm talking about is the vampire that turned the detective's father and caused basically the whole detective's life to be this way. I think we're going to if the vampire is not detective is not going to die, this vampire has to die because she has caused so much problems and issues. It's not very nice to turn somebody into a vampire without them knowing that they have become a vampire. It's kind of causes some issues, not just for the newly vampire in question, but also kind of the whole society around them, and keeping things a secret and stuff. Anyway, that's Call of the Night. You take the lead on Seventh Prince.
Let's do Seventh Prince. Let's jump over to Lloyd funny shenanigans. Pretty good episode this time because it's good to go. Seventh Prince is great because in between fun action, the maid fighting the blindfolded, follower of the Pope or whatever, right? Big fight, we're in loyalty to our masters. Da 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 da. You get bacon. You get some of the other characters are fighting a beefed up pig. And it's the funniest shit. It's such a funny fucking bit. I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but like the TLDR is you have a pig that constantly regenerates no matter where, every time it's decapitated, every time it's, hurt and killed, it just regenerates from a part of itself, right? And the backstory is, I was a pig that was experimented on to create a never-ending supply of food, and it worked, and you can cut pieces off of me, and I can feed an entire village forever because you could just keep cutting pieces off me, and I'll never die or whatever. He tastes like shit, Ellie.
Yeah.
He tastes like shit. No one wants to eat him. The infinite pig tastes like shit. and then he gets his resentment, big resentment, because what my purpose in life? No, no, no. And so the way they solve this, problem is the guy's like, I'm gonna make you into the most delicious meal you have
To prove that your life has value, to
prove that your life has value, yeah. But it's like, oh no, it's too gamey. Oh, why is it's so tough? The meat is so tough. How can we do it? Oh, I'll just touch it in a certain way and it goes floppy. Oh, but the gaminess. How are you going to get rid of it? Oh, I'll just cook it in this Pacific way. That just so happens to be chicken katsu, or not chicken katsu, pork katsu. Just so happens to be pork katsu. And it's so funny. It's so funny. It's great. Like, this is why I like Prince, right? I like Prince because you have these, like, this really good dichotomy. It knows when to be serious, but it also knows when to kind of pull back and let you kind of enjoy the bit, you know? Like, let you kind of soak in the absurdity of the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this episode was a good example of that. So yeah, solid episode this week. I thought it was really good. Fun times. So we can talk about there wasn't an episode of Witch this week because it was a recap episode.
Oh, I
wanted
to briefly talk. I mean, I'm also watching Seventh Prince.
Oh yeah, okay. You got
However,
things to
number
say.
2, I have a slightly different opinion. I kind of didn't like the episode. I felt that the pork man took too much time, like half the episode.
No.
I kind of, and I was kind of unimpressed with the maid fight between, the blindfold man and our girl. Because it was kind of already, I didn't really feel any tension there. It was already pretty clear that she was going to pull out a magical sword that Lloyd had given her, even though it was only revealed afterwards. I just know that Lloyd gave her a magic sword anyway. And the talk about service wasn't really, wasn't hitting me at all. So unfortunately,
it wasn't hitting hard. It wasn't hitting you hard.
It wasn't hitting me hard at all. So unfortunately, Naretsu, this episode just went by me and water on a duck. Unimpressed.
Well, like, here's my thing, right? I thought it was pretty good, right? I wouldn't say it was the best episode of Prince, but I think of it kind of more in, like, I don't know. I found the pork thing to be kind of funny, right? So I didn't mind it taking so long.
But it was just
I can see what you mean. I can see what you mean by it taking up half the episode, right? And that being kind of a problem. However, when it comes to that kind of, like, humorous stuff, right? That's kind of a subjective thing. Like, I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought it was pretty good. And then the maid fight, yeah, of course, a little bit anticlimactic, but at the same time, it was alright. Like, I would classify it as just being alright. I wouldn't say it was necessarily bad. So I would say, though, I would like them to go back to Lloyd fighting the Pope now. Like, if next episode we don't go back to Lloyd fighting the Pope, I'm gonna be a bit disappointed. Because the last few episodes have kind of been like, oh yeah, we get to see, like, a little bit of Lloyd fighting the Pope, but then then we cut to the side characters doing, like, like you had the Kung Fu girl fighting the multi-armed girl, right? And then you had, the fake Garm, the fake demon who's pretending to be our goat man getting incinerated by the real goat man, right? So
yeah,
it's kind of like, yeah, like, I feel like we've had enough. I've had enough of the side characters doing side character things. I kind of want to go back to Lloyd's big fight with the Pope man and how that's going, right?
And also, in a sense, I kind of expected the maid fight. Let's call them both maids because we'll talk about
yeah.
to be sexier. kind of expected
well,
more
I mean, her
clothing.
blouse does get cut. Like her, there's a little bit,
But
maybe,
it's
because it
just
gets cut and then the little orb comes out, and there's a little bit of that.
I kind of expected like she
a little
losing
bit of
her
that.
skirt because they made kind of a point that she was had to wear a short skirt because that's the outfit whatnot, and it was all ploy to get rid of her swords instead. So kind of expected more cut in her skirt or whatever, but it was all just one bit of cleavage between cuts on her dress, and that was it. So.
Yeah, no, I feel all right.
Anyway, that's a lot of talking about the lewdness of the show. Let's talk about wholesome.
So
Witch.
jumping back to Witch. Like I was saying, like this week we don't get an episode of Witch, but we could maybe just kind of maybe not sort of recap, but we the last episode that we did watch.
We have one episode we didn't talk about when Monica,
yeah, because of the timing. Yeah, so basically, like to wrap up the arc, and we kind of hinted about this when we were doing the Mother's Basement video. Essentially, what happens is, the guy that creates the barrier shows up, and basically is like, who be fucking with my barrier, right?
I put a million safeguards and traps and tricks into it, so nobody.
But it had a safeguard from the Witch of Thorns or whatever, right? And fucking who did this? It's like Monica did this, and she just explains, yeah, I had to like redo the thing to stop the explosive thing, and he's like, oh fucking alright, I guess.
Also, I put, like I said, I put this a million traps and tricks into it so that nobody could tamper with my barrier. And she goes, oh, don't worry, it took a whole minute to...
Yeah, don't feel bad. Yeah, don't feel bad. It took a whole minute to do it.
To undo your month-long research into how to most effectively do this.
Yeah. So, and we get kind of the resolution, as we mentioned, of basically the guy, the girl who's like, oh yeah, assassinate the prince. Oh yeah, Monica manages to get the sentence toned down from torture then execution to maybe a little bit of torture and then exile.
Yeah, because it was the whole thing about, even though the first prince doesn't really care for the throne, but the second prince has supports and kind of wants it, but isn't really, actively vying for it either. But if it gets out that that there's an assassination on the second prince on behalf of the first prince will look bad. Therefore, let's keep this whole assassination attempt.
Yeah, we're just gonna cut, nice.
So the status quo is maintained. Nobody's reputation is getting harmed.
Yeah, just
no scandals, and everything will be done cleanly.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the monastery. You're getting monasteried. That's the outcome here. You're gonna get monasteried. So that girl's basically sad, losing a friend. Oh no, rep. She do be gone. So yeah, out of the story she goes. But outside of that, things kind of sort of we get a little bit of like history of the prince, right? Through the eyes of the guy who's like the best friend / retainer fella, right? And we're seeing like some parallels between the prince and our girl a little bit. Yeah, there's some parallels going on. Maybe this is why the prince seems so enamored by our cute little Monica, right? Maybe there's something hinting at some things going on there, just a little bit.
Yeah, also a bit of besides the whole political drama, it's also a bit of an emotional aftermath from I had a friend, and even though blah blah blah, other people are getting blamed, I didn't say anything about it, and now there's trouble afterwards, etc., etc.
Yeah, big struggles. But it's good. It's been really I like Silent Witch. Again, I would say along with Cleavitress, right? it's one of the bigger, like, good new shows, right? Because obviously Prince, we have our criticisms of Prince that we just said. Prince is still good, right? It's, I would say, roughly the same, maybe a little bit worse, but roughly the same quality as the last season, so that's fine. But in terms of new anime coming out this season, I definitely think Silent Witch and Cleavertress are the two big hitters, right? And I think that Silent Witch definitely does a really good job of presenting its characters and its world and its lore in a very interesting way that keeps you hooked. It keeps you thinking. All these different political intrigues, and then along with that, you also get like your funny moments, like the girl who's she's sick but she wants to go see more. And the maid is like, no, get the fuck.
How dare
the
you,
villainous
servant of this lowly
How
family?
dare you get back in bed, bitch. Get back in that bed.
Yeah, good stuff.
So yeah, it's good stuff.
And that's about that slide.
Next slide. I'm gonna have to do a bunch more talking. That's why I'm drinking a bit.
Yeah. I can
Here we go.
Start with my lover with my
start
my Yuri
with your
show.
Yuri. Start with your Yuri show.
So
how's the what is it? Lesbian sex, something. I don't know what the kids are saying these days. The kids these days and their weird ways to say things.
Last time was a resolution. I believe that I also talked about the resolution. So let me just quickly look at this date. 26th. It should be maybe whatever. Last episode was a resolution to the whole arc where our main character was pretending to be the girlfriend of another character to upset the main couple relationship and that stuff. New arc. New girl Naretsu. She's going to totally seduce another girl and add her to the harem.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh no!
So this
no!
So this girl Naretsu, I'm going to she's in the poster. She's not the blonde one, but kind of the brunettish more one next to her. Top left. She's the angel character. Kind, caring, considerate, all that stuff. And she's also kind of she's being revered by our pink-haired main girl character. And she's at our angel's house for the first time. She sees her interacting with her little brothers. First time and it's kind of revealed that she can also be selfish and kind of rude to say, "Hey, you little brothers, get out! This is my time to play with her. Stop hugging her." And and even though Naretsu, she looks so prim and perfect and all the time. So this episode she decides to run away from her home.
Oh no! She's running away.
Because the theming of this character is that it's kind of stressful to always be kind and caring and considerate and all that stuff. Sometimes you don't wanna, and even
sometimes you just wanna be a bitch.
You want to get out, away from the stress. And this is in all our wisdom and wiseness, our main character girl decides to run away from home with her and accompanying her. And of course, Naretsu, big emotional support means big emotional connection means we got a new harem member. Also, it's a bigger theme of the show Naretsu is that all the characters that we've met so far, we kind of have put on a pedestal, like blonde girl, is perfect and can do everything perfect, and everything she wants she gets. Unless she kind of she's almost forces all herself onto her on our main character, gets slapped in the face for it, gets very nervous and anxious when things don't go her way. Then we got her stoic and has to be perfect, a black-haired girl who is very concerned with keeping an image up, and it comes from a very poor family, and etc etc. And now we have this kind and considerate girl who can be very selfish and mean and no, I don't wanna, I'm going to run away from home character. So we're getting this theming narrative of nobody's perfect, I feel. And we're still kind of just in the middle of this arc. At least one more episode with this character, and then we have to go to our mint-haired girl character for her to get added to the harem. But
nice.
I'm already wondering what her hang-up is. Because she's not necessarily being portrayed as perfect. So I kind of wonder what the angle will be on that character. But as you may be able to tell, Red, so I'm having fun with the show.
Yeah,
Big
you
characters.
sound like you're having a good time.
Also, of course,
a fun old time.
It's funny. There's funny jokes. There is character interactions, awkwardness, misunderstanding. Our main girl is imagining our angel character. Oh no, what if she's going on the wrong path? And Naretsu, what she's imagining her being on the wrong path is that she's being a garu with piercings and a tan. And with her blouse being more buttons loose. And going out at night, dating her second girlfriend. Oh no.
Oh boy.
That's her image of when an angel goes bad. She gets a second girlfriend to hang out with.
So, let me just take a quick sippy whippy. There we go. So the cleaver trusses. Big fights going on. We got big fights. Our boy Jurel and Alicia, or however you say her name, are having a big fight. It's not going great for our girl. She's holding her own, but big things, and basically asks, "Yo, what the fuck is your deal, bitch? What the fuck is your deal? Why did you kill my dad? What is the history?" So we get a bit of an exposition
flashback
part of this, background information that is essentially that our guy was best friends, friend teacher. They had a teacher student kind of relationship, also friends, right? Learning sword fighting and whatnot, and they had a duel to determine who would get the regalia. And Alicia's dad won that duel, but the regalia had a kind of a catch to it, where it would capture the soul of and the power of the first thing that it slayed. And so our guy is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go kill a dragon." Hell yeah! And so they go out, but they get fucking wrecked by the dragon, basically. And the dad gets his foot cut off. And so our boy Gerald here, he manages to slay the dragon with the regalia, but encounters what I assume to be the other beast lord.
Yeah, the North
of
beast
that
lords,
particular...
I assume, because there's snow. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the Northern Beast Lord, I assume.
Oh no, they said, but I forgot which one it was.
Yeah, I think it's the Northern one. I can't remember. But they basically encounter the Beast Lord, and he fucking something happens because it's from his perspective, and all he remembers is he wakes up in like a fucking footprint, right? So he obviously gets fucking stomped on. And then he comes back to life somehow, and they manage to get off the mountain, and that's kind of like the history here, right? Between the two, and obviously our boy, like the conflict is actually like, because I didn't really touch on it necessarily at the beginning, right? Because it kind of ties into that speech I was talking about, where this Gerald guy, he wants to basically put an end to
Heroes,
the
yes.
the heroes. He wants to put an end to the tradition of the heroes, sending these people out to die. He thinks, no, humanity should focus on its own, what's happening at home, right? We have problems at home. We should be focusing on getting stronger at home, right? Essentially. It's and so he wants to basically conquer the world so that for his king, conquer the world, right? So that he can stop the nonsense, as you
Yeah,
would
but
put it,
he
right,
wants
from
to
happening.
conquer this small world, right?
Yeah, conquer the small world, right? Yeah. So there's some interesting, like, philosophy clash happening, which again is very fascinating. While this is all going on, our boy Cleavertress is trying to get to the forge, right? So they make their way to the forge. They while Cleavertress is breaking into the forge by jumping into the like exhaust vent and
Chimney,
managing to sneak his way in. Yeah, the chimney, the exhaust vent, or whatever. And hiding in the shadow of a brick so that he doesn't overheat, right? And he shows up. Big reveal. The king is maybe not dead?
Alive?
Question mark.
He's
And
headless. He's basically
he's
a
headless.
villain.
He's
villain.
he's turned into a Dallahan. Yeah, he's headless, and now the Cleavertress is just like, oh yeah,
Oh, interesting.
that's yeah, and now so at the end of the episode was really fucking funny because you have Alicia trying to like convey the information to Cleaver, just like, yo, yeah, this guy is like totally probably getting backed by a different Lord Beast. Fucking get your ass over here and help me out. Fucking. I thought this is what you fucking answer me, goddamn. And Cleaver is like, bitch, shut up. I am watching the king throw his fucking son into the food. He's gonna throw this baby into the furnace. I gotta watch this. Fucking.
Check this out.
I love Cleavertress as a character because he's just such a little shit sometimes. Because he's like, I've got important business to do down here. I'm watching the king toss the baby.
I'm going to watch a homeless man do a backflip.
Yeah.
In his view, right?
Yeah, it's so fucking funny. It's unintentionally funny, right? It's why I love it. It's unintentionally good humor. So, yeah, that's kind of where the episode ends off, right? And the cliffhanger.
The length of the flashback makes it really like an in between. Like next episode, I kind of expect that. All right. I don't think the boy is going to be thrown into the furnace.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's either going to be part of like the ritual to like activate the forge or the powers,
or like
something.
The bloodline, the magic in the blood.
Yeah, it's gonna be like some sort of like they need to toss the baby into the furnace so that they can merge with the like. That's probably why the king is still alive. Or something, because maybe he's like part of the furnace because he was tossed in the furnace as a baby or something. Like
the thing is,
that's what I'm thinking.
One of the parts, one of the lore of the story is that only the ones of the royal bloodline can handle the forge. So our boy Cleavertress can't handle the forge. I kind of feel like the royal bloodline can just walk in the forge and be fine, even though it's super duper hot. It's super duper magically hot, and they are immune to it. But you know, being in the forge, hardens their bodies and strengthens the bloodline, or that and another. So
something like that.
I kind of feel that will be going on, and I wonder what's. I mean, I don't see that Rel is going to survive this season.
I don't know. Well, the sad thing is I don't think there's been any confirmation of a second core or a second season, and we're
Really,
2 episodes away. So
well,
I'm kind of
usually
like,
it's like at the last episode is all the reveal. Right?
I'm fucking hoping because I want more of this shit. This shit is good. It's fucking great. Really, really interesting shit going on in Cleavertress, like straight up. Like I'm fascinated to see where they go with this and how this is gonna like relate to the like how they're gonna use the power of the forge or whatever to stop Gerald. We know that the spear guy and the bird guy are gonna show up because they were like at Cleavertress's body in the sphere.
And like,
And
hey, something's going on over at the capital.
Yeah. You give me a. Can you give me a ride?
Sure.
You can. You have magic. You can turn into a bird, right? That's cool magic you've got there. And I love how the bird guy's like, man, these humans are so fucking retarded. I could just say anything is magic and they'll believe it.
That's how it is in real life also. Just say it's magic. And...
Yeah, just say it's magic. Yeah,
oh, it's the
fucking
crystals.
hilarious.
It's the stars. It's the moon. It's the
yeah. So Cleavertress. I guess I can't sing its praises enough. It's great. It's a fantastic series. So I guess we'll talk about the Dunes because there's some shit going on in the Dunes.
I personally rate down the Dunes a little bit higher than the Cleavertresses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we got a great introduction to a new character. Super duper funny
introduction. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah.
Like first minute, you're like, oh man, this guy's a Chad. This guy's a lad.
He's a Chad lad. And then I think so. The best gag in the whole episode is he's like walking to school. And he's like singing the anime OPs or whatever. I'm sure it's a reference to some sci-fi.
I mean, from what I'm kind of listen to Japanese and I can understand it, somewhat. I feel like this is like a Gundam thing or like another mecha thing.
I don't know, but he's singing some anime OP or some fucking OP to something. But then when he gets to like the gate of the school, he like quiets down into a murmur as people walk by. Because he's walking to school by himself and he's like singing it passionately. You know, he's dancing his way to school. He's singing it, and then as soon as he gets to the gate, it's like
No, the reason that I say that is he's talking about like space and beam swords and whatnot, that kind of deal.
Fucking great.
So I feel like it's Gundam.
And it's like, yeah, we were introduced to him, and he's got the hots for our girl, right? He's got the hots.
Not really for Momo specifically. More
not for her specifically, but he's got the hots for the cute girls. He's
for the popularity that the hot girls that attracts the hot girls.
Yeah, and so he sees our boy Oka, and he's like, "Yo, how the fuck do you have this swagger? How are you pulling the bitches, right?
Although,
what is going on here?
Although from the first minute, I was like, damn, how many bitches has he pulled? At least 5.
0.
Oh,
he's pulling 0 bitches.
No, don't be shy. You're Chad.
Yeah, he's pulling 0 bitches, and then he's misinterpreting the way that like they're talking about like his golden ball.
Oh,
they're trying to get the golden ball
a little bit. The funniest...
No, because like because he's like he misinterprets it, right? And then he's like, oh, they're doing dirty talk, so I'll do the dirty talk, and then his dirty talk is not good dirty talk, and then the rest of the episode he's like, well, how come when you guys do it, it's okay?
Yeah, the nuances of language and cultures makes it a little bit more difficult to translate or localize one or the other.
Well, and the like, it's all about like the context and the fact that they're not actually doing dirty talk, right?
No, but the thing is, of course, Kintama is balls.
Yeah.
Testicles. But it's a euphemism for... But Kintama is just Kin, gold, Tama, ball. So when they are literally talking about a golden ball, you can't really. There's no difference in how you say it. So if when they're talking about, hey, I'm talking about the gold ball, it's no different from I'm talking about your testicles. That is just the same thing in Japanese in this situation. So when these two talking about the golden ball, and then he repeats it, then it's no, you're not talking about the golden ball. You're talking about testicles. That's gross, dude. So yeah, it's funny. But I wanted to mention that kind of the first bit of the episode is kind of a flashback, a repeat.
It is, yeah. He's been there the whole time.
And also a massive retcon on, oh yeah, he was totally there, right in front of the two friends of Momo.
Yeah.
And Retsu, why didn't you say anything back in episode 4 of the first season?
Yeah.
Why did you say anything? Explain yourself.
I think it's a good gag. it's a good gag.
The blatant retcon is a good joke. I have to agree.
Yeah. So he's and he seems like a fun guy. I'm interested to see where we go with this. I'm interested to see what happens with him.
Oh, Naruto, we can't forget the introduction of another character, the class president.
Oh yeah, the class president girl who's like, will you stop fucking around with Okura?
Stop bullying him. I'm going to protect this poor boy.
Yeah. Completely not understanding the situation.
Suddenly Retsu, Okurun has 4 girls going for
how is he pulling the bitches?
Also, one last joke explaining thing. I found it also very funny that Momo didn't help her case at all.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a bully. Okurun, tell this bitch that she's
tell this bitch I'm not a bully.
Yeah. Anyway, also, and the least interesting part of the episode, fight scenes. How boring.
Boring fight scenes. So, but I did like how, our man, right, is like, it's optical camouflage. I read it in the book, and and they just So his like position in the crew, right, is getting established. He's gonna be the sci-fi man.
Yeah,
right?
we got our ghost girl. We got our unidentified sightings boy, and we got our sci-fi boy.
Yeah. So we got the boy, the crew.
Yeah,
the crew is forming up. So it's looking like it's gonna be pretty fun second core. I think we're gonna have a good time.
Also, from spoilers, Naretsu, from the OP, right? If you in the last section when Okurun is running through the tunnel, it's if you notice, it starts with brown, which is subterranean, which is the Mongolian worm. Then it flashes purple, that's evil eye. And then there are a couple of gray characters with some splashes of green, yellow, blue, red, and those are the conductors. And then there is green. Oh, it's also in the shape of the kaiju. And that's the last color, so you already can tell from these are the things that are going to happen. So this is the last bit. The last arc will be these the kaiju. Just a thing I noticed. I mean, I noticed it before when there's purple in the OP, and we're now dealing with evil eye.
And usually the OP kind of goes through what we're going to be going over in the season. So
yeah.
But no, it's pretty good. It's been pretty good. What have we got? What have we got next on the docket?
Nothing for me at least, because I still haven't added your shows.
I'm going to be talking for the next fucking 2 hours. about the animes. Oh no. So
So
do we have no
you're
more
going to
slides?
talk
What are we-
about our trash show, the guy Gachi
Okay,
Akita?
well, if you don't have any slides, then I'll
No.
I'll start with Arknights because Arknights is finished. It is over.
Mhm.
We got to the end of the arc, which was pretty good. The Arknights anime is actually really good, right? In general, if you're not playing the game, it is a perfectly adequate substitute
I
for
had
playing
this
the
one.
game. Oh,
No,
yeah,
I
well,
remember that I had these two, but I haven't added.
all right, we'll keep that up, and I'll just keep talking about
Yeah.
Arknights. So, yeah, Arknights is over. It was only 10 episodes. But it basically gets us up to the end of like the first major arc of the story. Like moving on from here, they would probably move into the Victoria arc after this, the war in Victoria. And so yeah, So I'm not going to kind of go too deep into it because if you play the game, you already kind of know what happens, and there's not much like point. I'd rather just kind of give my overall thoughts on the adaptation, right?
Mhm.
Because as an adaptation of the game story, while there are like certain small little bits here and there that kind of have to get cut for time, right? Or stuff that can't really be translated well from text into the anime. I think they did a pretty good job, and a lot of that is because it's in house, right? The whole thing is
Oh yeah,
Joestar
yeah, you said that.
in-house production. Yeah, so it's kind of like they're not relying on an outside perspective. Like if they want to ask a question about the game, they can literally just fucking. They probably got people that work on the game working on the anime, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, it's probably the most solid adaptation of a game, like one of these gacha games that I've seen. Probably because it's all in house. So yeah, if you wanted to get into Arknights, right? If someone wanted to get into it but doesn't want to spend hundreds of hours reading the story or playing the game, right? Doing the gacha grind, I would say just watch the anime. It pretty much nails the tone, and there's a lot of really good emotional moments in this last season. Since it's at the end of that arc. Yeah, very, very, very good. I highly recommend it. It was great. So Trash Show. This episode was pretty much just establishing, oh yeah, his powers are like he brings out the potential of people's objects, once they've served their purpose, then they disintegrate, yada yada, so on and so forth. He's officially part of the cleaners now. He gets a hint as to, there's some old lady who might, in the middle of the no man's land, who might be able to help, sort out get him back to the sphere, something along those lines. And he's like, oh, cool, awesome, nice, great. Villain kind of gets hinted at the end of the episode. So yeah, it's pretty much. This one is going to be carrying over into next season. It's a 24er, so it's a 2-core, which means that it's got a bit of room to breathe, right? We got some breathing going on right now, right? We just had our big fight arc where he fights the poison guy, and now we're kind of debriefing, right? We're kind of getting set up for next coming stuff. So it's like I said, it's pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I think it's a fun show. I kind of like it more just for the concept. I like the concept of objects getting a soul and then becoming, weapons for a user's will and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I find it to be an interesting concept.
I haven't, of course, obviously, I haven't watched it, but I always find it intriguing that one image of the woman wearing the glasses, and the glasses glow very nicely.
Yeah, her whole thing is like, so her object is obviously the glasses, and she can like see people's futures or potential. And the episode where she gets introduced, right, she does this to the guy, and she sees something.
Oh.
But she kind of lies in a sense, because she obviously sees something that shocks her, like really like disturbs her a little bit, right? But she doesn't. She just says, "Oh yeah, he's got like great potential. He's gonna go far."
Oh.
Right. She's just like, yeah, he's gonna be Giga-chan, right? He's gonna be cool,
Oh,
right? But
he might do something nice eventually.
yeah, like she kind of downplays it a bit, but it's very clear from her reaction. She's like, "Yo, this kid gonna suffer. Something bad gonna happen. Some bad gonna happen here. Some big bad big no. Yeah, she seems kind of cool. Yeah, she seems like cool. She hasn't shown up again, but
I mean,
um,
not that I have no stake in this. I don't watch the show, but
yeah,
that one image, she looked very cool.
she did. She was pretty. So, Dr. Stone, everyone's dying.
Oh no!
Like actually dying. People getting shot, Ellie.
Ah.
People getting dead.
Did
right
we have
now.
a super medic on board? I forgot.
No, they're getting dead. No, because the fucking soldier guy is not fucking around. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a pretty bold fucking move, right? To start killing off characters. Well, they're not actually going to die. I mean, I'm not expecting. There's going to be some bullshit, and I'll explain, right? But like, basically, everyone's because they've figured out how to get the fucking Medusas working. They need to cut a diamond and they need to polish it in such a way that it has a very weak center, right? Like the very, very like it requires cutting the diamond in a very specific way so that it has a very specific like thing in the middle of it. But if you go too hard, the diamond's just going to cut in half, right? So you need to cut it in a certain way. And they're trying to do this because the plan is they're going to turn everyone into stone and then have a secondary team revive everyone except Soldier Man, right? And that's going to be kind of the way that they solve the problem, right? However, the problem is Soldier Man, like I said, he's not fucking around. So they send out the primitive guy and the spear guy and the chick to destroy their radio, right, and slow them down. All three of them get killed, and not like haha, we captured you, you're still alive, you're our prisoner of war. No, they get shot dead. They die in the fucking forest. And then the fucking they show up at the like base that's been created, and the strong guy, right? You know, the strong guy from the beginning of the show, he gets blown up by a grenade.
Oh.
And he's dead. He's dead. Straight dead.
How can the series survive with so many character deaths?
Oh yeah. So Captain Man also dead. Shot dead. So it's down to just Senku, the other science guy, and the old man are like the last, and because they sent out the new girl, the striped girl, and fucking the geologist chick. They've been sent out to be the secondary team with the revival fluid, because the first team they sent out, which was the girl with the melon on her head, and the chef girl, right? Mm-hmm. They were sent out, but they got captured. But they're still alive because they basically were like, we're just civilians, we're non-combatants. You wouldn't shoot non-combatants, right? You wouldn't shoot civilians. And the guy's like, all right, as long as you tell them the truth.
He's not Israeli. They're safe.
But yeah, very much. Because the thing is he's a soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's still bound by he's running under soldiers' rules, right? He's not going to kill civilians and people who are non-combatants, but he's also not accepting surrender, because obviously Gin, our boy, mentalist man, pulls up the white flag gets shot down, right? He's taking no prisoners.
Oh,
right?
So it might be Israeli in any way.
He might be Israeli, yeah, a little bit. He has slight Israeli blood. Okay, anyway. So basically, yeah, so this is happening. And meanwhile, over at the corn base, right? the guy that they revived to cut the diamonds and analyze the Medusa, right, the watchmaker, he has successfully revived a Medusa with an artificial diamond. However, as soon as he manages to do this, he gets found out and everyone gets captured, and they take the Medusa from him and they put it in a vault, right? Because they can't have them have that weapon, right? So they get a message from Senku, and they decide, fuck it, suicide mission time. So they fucking get to the vault, they break their way to the vault, and everyone's getting gunned down. All of them. All these characters, Ellie, from the whole show, they're all getting gunned down. They're all getting shot to shit.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. Except, so the watchmaker, they managed to get the vault open, and the watchmaker shoves his hand into the vault before it gets closed on his arm with his watch on, and is like, shit. Yep, this is it. We failed. But his watch has a radio in it. And guess what? The radio. Guess who's been sending out a radio signal the entire time?
Oh, that's
Y-Man has been sending out a radio signal from the moon to get the Medusas to that's been constantly playing. So suddenly the Medusa activates with 2,000 billion miles 5 seconds, you right? Like, so pretty much the Medusa has activated and is starting to turn everyone back into stone. So we're gonna see what happens, because the plan is basically, well, I mean, if they manage to revive Primitive Man with the Medusa, right? Maybe it can revive everyone that's been shot.
I mean, I saw it kind of coming, but I kind of more thought, like, just yell at the thing, 50 kilometers or 20 kilometers.
Well, the plan was basically activate the Medusa from the Corn base, have it encompass both North and South America, right? And then have it be so that everyone gets turned to stone, and then have a secondary team somewhere come and revive the people they need to revive, right? Was kind of the plan. So we're going to see what happens. Because
the people over in Japan also get turned to stone now, right?
Yeah. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. And I believe it's already announced it's getting another core as well. Stone Future's getting another core. So we're gonna because we're in core 2 right now, so we're getting another core of it. So yeah, I just think it was very ballsy, right? Like, regardless of whether or not they're gonna, MacGyver their way out of everyone dying.
They have lacquered themselves. They have set up a revival flute above their head on this weak bit of rope that will break in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm very kind of like interested. I'm interested to see sort of what's gonna happen here. I just think it's ballsy. It's ballsy at the best of times to have soldiers killing high school. Right? Like, it's ballsy at the best of times, but the fact that Dr. Stone is just like, yeah, we're not gonna fuck around. They get, like, actually killed. Like, they are fucking dead. They died in the forest, or the guy got blown up by a grenade, and of course it's not gory because they can't, like, show that.
Yeah.
On like, he's just blacked out, right? He's just, like, his whole front of him is just blacked out. Yeah, like, his limbs aren't blown off by the grenade or anything. He's just got a black, like, but it's like, I still think it's ballsy. I think it's really ballsy. It's like straight up to just be like, yeah, we're gonna start shooting kids in the show.
And next up, they have set up a Chinese water torture, but it's actually with a revival fluid for
yeah.
Or whatever
man.
they did.
So the last one I think I've got is killing the chillins. Yeah, they do be Gouda. They do be killing the chillins. So the last one I got is April Showers, Bring My Flowers. It's progressing. You know, the two are, you know, the very funny things going on in the show. I very much like the cute girl, right? Who's also in love with the guy, right? And how she just keeps losing. And she's getting more and more frustrated over the fact that she keeps losing. And she doesn't seem to get it. Because she's like, why? Why am I not? Why is he giving all of his attention to Tabitha, not me? I don't. Because she's so used to it, right? All the guys like want the cute girl, right? Like why is she doesn't get it, and it's leading to her getting really jealous, right? It's very funny. And of course, you know, we get some good moments of, you know, Tabitha and our guy, right? They're at school after school during a storm, and the lights go out, and they're having a moment, you know. And, you know, you cute, you know, they freak out. It's, you know, it's good stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. I've been really enjoying it, but it's one of those ones where like I don't want to plot summarize it, you know, because it is mostly. It's mostly your typical romancy, slice of lifey type stuff, except it's, you know, character drawn to be kind of ugly, fugly, right? Even though I don't know, she's still pretty cute. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to draw a like fugly character, you know, because have her still be like attractive enough, right? Like you got to get that line right between being so unattractive that the audience isn't gonna like sympathize, right? As well, but have her be, you know, it's kind of hard, but I think she nails it.
I mean, in a sense, right? I'm not watching this show. I kind of, I do feel that at least in Dan the Dan, I mean, Momo is pretty girl that takes care of herself with makeup and whatnot. Gotta do fashion centered. What I noticed with the class president newly introduced is that she has loose hair sticking out, like it's not combed correctly.
Right.
And of course, she is also not wearing any eyeliner or makeup or lipstick. So
any of that fun stuff.
Yeah, so you can make normal anime characters also look. Hey, look at her. She's not doing any
extra. Yeah.
Any extra.
And yeah. So, but yeah, no. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's been a fun little, you know, nice little romance. You know, it's a little comedy romance to, you know, clean the palate. You know, you gotta have some stuff that's a little bit outside of what you normally watch every now and then. You know. It's always good. So anyway, pretty sure that's me done. So wait.
Oh wow!
I always forget about Shield Hero. I always fucking forget that I have to talk. I think I literally forgot last one. I don't even remember if I talked about it.
I have excuses.
But it's, I mean,
you don't.
There's not a lot going on in Shield Hero though, because it's basically just like they're slowly trying to make their way to the old capital so they can christen Talia as the Empress or whatever, you know, because they need to christen her so that she becomes the new, like, the real rival to the Emperor or whatever. And there's, the Whale Girls clan is gonna do some shit, trying to assassinate. No. The Tiger Girl wants Naofumi's dick. Even it's normal stuff, right? It's very like Shield Hero. I would say has definitely taken a dip since the first season, right? Like the first season was pretty good, but as it's gone on, it's not like it's become uninteresting enough to like continue. Like I'm still invested enough to keep up with it. But I would say the quality has like dropped off fucking cliff. Like it seems like this is pretty generic now. It's like there's not really much intrigue going on here at all. You know, there is like it's funny because Mars Basement was like, oh, the person fucking being from another place doesn't come up in these. Well, in Shield Hero. Naofumi is like they're going down this like cave or whatever to like stop this like snake hydra in like one of the past episodes, and on the wall there's like literally Japanese.
Oh yeah.
And Naofumi is like, wait a minute, that's literally just Japanese. Why is there like literally just Japanese on this wall? Right? What's going on here? And like it says something about bringing the cardinal heroes to the fountain, some vague fucking shit, right? And all the other characters are like, wait, Naofumi, you can read that? That's like ancient fucking script or some shit, right? Like,
oh, that's when we still use hieroglyphs. Now we have proper scripts.
Yeah, or something like that. And Alfie's like, oh no, that's like fucking Japanese or something. Yeah, so like, yeah, no, it does come up, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, outside of that, it's like, yeah, no, it's basically just, yep, they're trying to fucking get Rotalia to be the Empress so they can sort this whole fucking thing out, so they stop sending assassins to kill her and you know that kind of thing. So yep, now I'm done.
Hey.
Now I'm done. We're actually done. So yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I think we had a good time.
Classic. An hour. Well, usually we go for 3 hours. Now it's 4 hours. But you know, it was.
I mean, it's pretty good.
It was Mother's Basement that we can always blame.
It was a Mother's Basement video. Yeah. But I mean, it's good to get the rust off. You know, get back into the swing of things.
A little bit of agony and torture always does good for the grind set.
For the grind set, yeah, the critical critique grind set. So anyway, yeah, we'll be back
next week, same time. I can do
next week, same time. Hopefully, yep. I'll probably be around. I don't think I'm doing anything on a Sunday, so I will. We'll catch you all next time.
Yeah, later.